That's what I'm talking about. It's the birthday episode. That's right. I'm here with the greatest co-host of all time, the homie Q. It's his birthday.
It, as a matter of fact, is my birthday. I think as of 1:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Eastern Coast, United States of the hemisphere.
Is that daylight time or daylight savings time?
I'm not sure. I always get it confused.
Yeah, okay.
So so we don't know the exact time, I guess.
Yeah.
With that being
whatever
said.
time it is today.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, 37 years old now.
I believe we're on EDT right now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'll go with that. Yeah, I have now officially outlived Jesus by about 4 years. So I mean that's something, you know.
That is something. That is quite a that's quite a thing to say in the first 60 seconds of the show. It's going to be one tonight, folks. I can feel it right now. It was not one last year. On your birthday, we reviewed Umbrella Academy Season 4.
Yeah, and ironically, that was one of the sadder birthdays I had.
Ever.
Yeah. And I can't help but feel like there was a correlation there. And, you know, it's like this year, I'm like, yeah, like this year's birthday feels a little bit better. And, like, this episode is, like, not as painful as that.
Yeah, for sure, because I'm going to tell you now that thing, like, Season 4 of Umbrella Academy, it just makes me unreasonably angry. And I say unreasonably just out of habit because it makes me very angry.
I feel like all of us homies have at least that one thing that we all just feel a rational yet irrational anger towards. Like for us, it's Howard the Duck.
Yep.
You know, for you, it's Umbrella Academy Season 4. For me, it's probably several things. If I'm being honest.
That's true. Yeah.
Dylan has one. I'm trying to remember what it was. It might have been one of the Justice League X Ruby Heroes and Huntsmen.
Part 2 in particular.
Yeah. I think it's part 2 in particular. Batman Ninja, that's just too fucking confusing for me to be like, this is just the worst shit ever.
I think it's Lego Batman for you.
I really dislike Lego Batman.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I don't want to be misunderstood at all. Mm-hmm. There's no uncertain terms here. I also do not like Lego Batman. I just am not immediately enraged by its existence.
I thought you were going a different direction with that. I'm glad that you didn't, though.
Oh no, I mean, Will Arnett is just top 5 peak Batman of all time.
Oh no.
I mean, I know we lost Kevin Conroy, but we got Will Arnett.
Fuck.
You know.
Well, folks, that's the podcast for the
evening. I'll surely be kicked off of here now.
You know, it's crazy because I actually like the interpretation of Batman in the Lego Batman video games.
Yeah,
and that's because it's like the joke in the Lego Batman video games is he's playing it straight, even though like it's all so fucking silly, you know.
Right.
But like Batman is still super serious and whatnot and brooding, and and Joker is still like his maniacal self. It's just cartoonish and silly because it's all Lego, and that's where the humor comes from in the games. The movie, all the jokes are forced, and like I don't know, man. It just felt like I was watching a weird spoof on Batman instead of something trying to interpret Batman.
Sometimes it almost feels like the opposite in the movie.
Yeah. Like
everybody else is playing it straight, and Batman is just a goofball off the rails.
That's true.
And that shit does not work.
That actually is a perfect segue. Have you heard about the upcoming Lego Batman video game?
I have. I have not seen a whole lot on it.
So the little that I've read up on it is that this is going to be, apparently, we'll see in a couple of years, apparently their most immersive style game yet. They're claiming an open world. They're claiming an Arkham-style free-flowing combat system. This is a Lego game that actually has very difficulty systems. The easy mode is called Cape Crusader, and I think the harder one is going to be called, The Dark Knight.
I'm going to laugh hysterically if they come out with a better Lego Batman than WB Games can turn out.
I don't even know who's making this game.
Yeah. I will say that the most recent Lego anything I played was the Lego Star Wars they did a few years ago, and I will say that it was quite good. it was kind of like an overload, right? It was like anything that you could possibly want. They had all three trilogies. I only completed 2 of them. That's probably a shock to you.
Can't imagine which ones you didn't complete.
I bet you could. I bet you could figure it out.
The Lego games kind of have a reputation of being like super stuffed because even the ones that I've played, and this would be years ago, maybe 8 or more years ago, like the Lego Marvel games, they were all pretty cool and pretty fun, and there's just a lot to those games.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's a character you can think of, they made it into those games, So
Yeah, they're usually very, simple and easy to pick up, and that works for them.
Yeah.
I mean, they lack the depth of the things that tend to attract me, but I also am fine with just having something that's,
yeah,
I don't have to think too much about it, and I can just chill out and play it, I'm probably not going to be glued to it, but it is what it is.
With this upcoming Lego Batman game, I just realized I'm just so goddamn thirsty for a new good Batman game that I will take this in a heartbeat if it's good,
Because it's been since Arkham City, since we got I'll give it to Origins,
I didn't hate Knight.
I play on PC, so I did.
Oh yeah. Well, that's because it never got a good port on PC, did it?
No, it's broken to this very day.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's one of the worst PC ports of all time.
It's wild they dropped the ball on that because that game sold like gangbusters. So you think that they would capitalize on that and make sure they had a proper port.
Gaming goes through these phases with PC where they're like, oh man, consoles is where it's at. And then you'll have a time where like the PC ports will always be better. And it tends to flow along with hardware trends. Like when your consoles first come out, a lot of your dev teams, they haven't worked with the new hardware. They haven't worked with those new consoles yet. And so the dev teams will tend to focus very heavily on the consoles because it's like new and they're not used to working on it yet. So you got to remember Arkham Knight came out very late in the life cycle.
Yep.
Because that's still a 360 game, right?
I think it's PS4 era.
Is it PS4 era?
Yeah, 2015.
So they were at least mid cycle on those games because I think Arkham City was late 360 era.
Yep.
So it's usually like the first half of a console generation, PC kind of gets shit on because they'll be like, oh, we really got to focus on learning how to optimize all of this. And then as it gets later into the console's life cycle where the consoles are considerably weaker from a hardware perspective because usually the PC is like already, your average gaming PC within a year or two is like skyrocketed past.
Yep.
And that depends on the era also. But yeah, I mean, later in the life cycle, they tend to be a little more focused on PC. In recent years, there's been a lot more instances where the PC port will actually get outsourced. And that has varying levels of success. Like, for instance, I think the port for Horizon Zero Dawn was actually done that way. And it's quite good.
Oh.
Whereas the port for, Arkham Knight was terrible. It was outsourced as well. And it got to the point where they just said, well, we can't fix it.
Damn.
And they were like, oh, well, we'll give you all these other games. I'm like, I already have those games. But, yeah, I mean, it was like, I really want to play this one. I did complete it, though. I mean, I was able to complete it.
On PC?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm sorry you had that kind of experience. My problems with Arkham Knight, thankfully, don't come from that aspect of it. It's more of like, just I hate to be the guy that harps on like the predictable story thing and all that, but just the delivery of Arkham Knight and them promoting it as this new original villain, and then the fans quickly assuming and guessing that this is Jason Todd, right?
Yeah, it was the same reveal again. It was real dumb. The story was not great. And then also you got to look at I didn't really like. It's like they spent all this time making the Batmobile, and then they were like, we have to give you 10 million things to do in the Batmobile. Yeah. We didn't need that.
It was a Batmobile overload. And for me, like the thing that really crossed the line with the Batmobile is when they were promoting another Batman and Deathstroke fight. I'm like, let's fucking go. And then it's just a tank fight in the Batmobile, and that just completely deflated my erection for a Batman and Deathstroke fight part 2, because you get the fight the first time in Origins,
right? And that was great.
Yeah, great fight. And then here they're promoting it again, and it's not. And that's not to say that there's not cool things about Arkham Knight. There's actually quite a few good things about that game that I really enjoyed, especially on the DLC front as well. But I certainly think that game is something that all Batman fans should play, because there's just a lot of value to it. But it's been 10 years, so I'm sure that you guys have by now anyway. I wanted to ask you something else, kind of in a similar vein, because you know more about this type shit than anyone else I know. What do you think about this upcoming Xbox handheld Steam device thing?
Well, the marketing is a little off on it, right? So, is it the ROG Ally?
I think
the Xbox ROG Ally. So, a lot of people, I think, misunderstand thinking that this is an official Xbox first-party handheld, and it's actually not. Xbox, for all we know, is actually making a first-party handheld device, but they are also going to brand some third-party handheld devices, and what that means is essentially you're going to get something that's not made by Microsoft. It's going to be made by Asus. Asus is a great company. They make good stuff. It's going to be a handheld, and it will have native support for Xbox games. It will have native support for the Xbox app. It'll be pre-installed, and then there'll be a certain like quality of life for Game Pass stuff, where it's like, you know, okay, well, we actually tested these games on the ROG Ally, so it's going to be a better experience than just if someone just did this on their own. Because, I mean, you can get the Xbox app on Windows, right? So, I mean, they can install Windows on anything and be like, oh, this is Xbox.
Right.
But you know, this is actually in a partnership with Microsoft.
Okay.
So, I mean, obviously, Microsoft has been very straightforward that they want to get a situation where they can get Game Pass in front of more and more people and have more and more ways to play it. It's even rumored that the next Xbox is probably going to have Steam and GOG and probably the EA store on it in addition to the actual Microsoft store, which, if that's true, I think that's a brilliant move. Because I'm going to tell you now, like, I would buy that in a heartbeat if I can, like, take my Steam library and just play it on my TV effortlessly. So, yeah, I think the handheld is a good idea. Obviously, with anything hardware, we need to see it come out and see some benchmarks and see how it performs. But, I mean, I certainly think that gamers have a right to be excited for it.
Yeah. What kind of competition does this make for the Steam Deck?
I don't know, man. I don't know if they're the same. I mean, obviously they're in the same market, right? Mm-hmm. I think that we're going to see some new Steam Decks come out shortly. I know Valve says that's going to be a while before we get a Steam Deck 2. I'm very much not an early adopter when it comes to things like this. Mm-hmm. I prefer to wait to the second one because there's always little things that they didn't think of that the users find and have to let them know. I mean, you look at the Switch 2, right? I mean, there's so many things that they fixed from the Switch 1 in that hardware. The Steam Deck is a great thing. I think that this is trying to kind of bridge the gap between the Steam Deck and like a console player. You know, maybe you have an Xbox and a PC and you want to play your library on the go. For that person, I think it's a fantastic device, or at least concept of one. I don't know if it's going to hurt the Steam Deck as much as it will probably cause Valve to come out with the Steam Deck 2 sooner than they maybe would have if they were just left to their own devices.
Yeah. I think for a lot of people who are maybe in the market for like handheld gaming, the price point is probably going to be a thing as well.
it does at least give them some options, right? Because Nintendo has had a stranglehold on that for a while.
Oh, yeah.
It's like if you wanted a handheld game in the last decade,
you kind of had to go Nintendo.
Yeah, you had to get a Switch. And I mean, I don't want to start up a console war here on the podcast, but I mean, if you look at like the hardware that's in the original Switch, it is not good. It was kind of a ripoff from jump. I mean, and I'm not saying the games aren't fun. They are, and obviously that should be the primary reason that you buy a game console, right? Because it has games on it that you want to play and enjoy. But it's been showing its age from day one, really.
Right.
And for somebody who doesn't like have a high-end gaming computer, that's probably a lot easier to reconcile with. But for me, it's very difficult for me to go from playing Battlefield 6, and 4K at 100 frames or whatever, with everything maxed out, and then pick up this handheld that I paid $400 for and play something in 720p at 30 frames. And sometimes it struggles to make 30 frames.
Right.
And I'm like, my cell phone could do better than this.
Yeah.
And it does. So I like the Switch 2, but I mean, if you look at it, the price delta between the Switch 2 and some of these other handhelds coming out, like a Steam Deck or the ROG Ally or whatever, it's not that massive of a price difference.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something I think Nintendo might have to be on the lookout for.
Yeah. I feel like the main thing that Nintendo has always had going for them is the stranglehold that they have on their exclusives and the stranglehold that their exclusives have on their fan base.
I agree. And I mean, I'm not saying that they have to worry.
Yeah.
I just think it could eat into some of that market share. Mm-hmm. They have damn near 100% with the Switch. I mean.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do you think that it will force Sony's hand? Do you think that they'll make a Vita 3 or whatever? Man, they made a 2, right?
They made a PSP and then they made the PS Vita.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
And I never got to own it. I had a PSP. I never got to own a Vita. I mean, I've played around with one before. And the thing that kept me from buying a Vita is the same thing that I think kept everybody from buying a Vita. It's like, at this price point, I could just buy a PS3.
Yeah.
And I had a PS3.
That is the problem, right, with this, kind of what Sony did with the Vita, where it was like, okay, they try to have the PlayStation and then the Vita, and then they try to release games for both. Mm-hmm. So essentially, you're having to double your development efforts.
Yep.
And there's a reason that Nintendo stopped doing that, where they had the Game Boy and the whatever the home console was at the time. They were like, we just can't do this. Why would we? Like, we'll just make a mobile console that you can also play at home, and then we'll make everything for that. And we'll just scale the graphics based on where you're playing it at. And that's the way to go. Like, I mean, that's obviously it has worked out miraculously for them. And this Xbox thing is going to be the same way. I mean, they're not going to be making exclusive games for the handheld, and vice versa. The handheld comes out, especially that first party handheld, you're going to be able to play anything that you can play on an Xbox on that handheld. Yeah. I guarantee you that.
Yeah.
It'll just be in a lower resolution, or at a, if it's 60 frames on the Xbox, it might be 30 on the handheld. Just depends on, the game and like the hardware.
Yeah, I'm real curious to see how it all pans out. I'm certainly interested. I'm curious. And yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where I guess we just have to wait and see what happens with it.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting couple of years for video games.
Oh, yeah.
All the big movies for this year, I think, except for Wicked 2, Wicked for Good, are out already. So I think it's really, entertainment-wise, it's TV shows and video games for the rest of this year.
It is, yeah. Man, and not to keep going down this rabbit hole on video games, but have you heard that, like, apparently Rockstar is going to push back Grand Theft Auto 6 again to September?
I have heard that. There's so many rumors going on about this game, right? I have heard that they're going to push it back 6 months. Mm-hmm. I have heard that it's going to be $100 for the standard version.
I've heard that too.
I have heard that they're going to require you to upload your ID to play it, and you have to have the one with the star on it with Real ID or whatever. Yeah.
Which is being done by a third-party corporation.
Yeah, which is a third-party corporation. So a corporation you're not affiliated with or anything, that you have to upload your license to them for whatever verification.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is America, so you have no, protections on your privacy or anything like that. It's not like, GDPR countries where you can request that companies either hand over or delete the data they have on you, and they have to do it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, that is ludicrous if that's the case.
Absolutely. But if they're going to do that with a video game, I hate to say it, but that's the one to do it for.
Oh, for sure. But it is absolutely going to murder their sales.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. Especially when you consider that, from what I understand, GTA 6 is apparently the most expensive video game ever made.
I don't doubt that at all.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, if it's anything like Grand Theft Auto 5, they will literally make their profit back or make their money back by the end of the week.
Yeah. If they don't make it from pre-orders alone. Yeah. But I mean, it is going to hurt their sales a lot if they have that ID thing. I mean,
that gave me reason to pause. And I'm somebody who loves to play the GTA games when they come out once every 16 years.
Yeah.
But when I saw that rumor, I was like, if I can find a way to pirate it, maybe. But like, I don't feel comfortable if I have to do that.
Yeah, I mean, not only that. I mean, I guarantee you that somebody on PC will have a workaround for that in like a week tops.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just don't. I think that there's going to be there's a lot of people who obviously are underage that do play these games, and maybe that's their concern or whatever.
But that's bullshit, though.
Yeah, I mean, what's going to happen is, people are going to get the game and like they're going to go ask their parents like, oh, can you do this or whatever? Can you upload your ID? I got to play this. And yeah, I mean, some parents are going to be like, yeah, sure, whatever. But like others are going to be like, wait a minute, what do you need my ID for to play this video game? And then they're going to like look into what's in the game and say no. Or they're going to look into the whole them having to upload their ID thing, and they'd be like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
So I think you're going to have a lot of people returning the game.
Yeah, and I guess the other problem is, though, how is that going to work digitally? Because most people are going to buy it digitally, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I guess also the question is that only going to be to get on GTA Online, or will it be to play the game at all?
That's true. I always kind of envisioned that they were probably going to hold back on GTA Online until maybe 3 to 6 months later,
Yeah. Which, keep in mind, folks, all of this shit is completely rumor.
Yeah.
Nothing is confirmed by Rockstar at this point in time.
Yeah.
And when's the release date on that supposed to be?
So as of now, rumors aside, next May.
Next May. Okay.
But with the rumors, they were speculating September or October.
It'd be a good time. There's a lot of stuff coming out still this year. We got the big shooters. We got Battlefield 6. We got the new Black Ops, which looks really good, honestly. I'm hyped for that. I got Game Pass, so I'll be playing that day one. Speaking of Game Pass, we got Outer Worlds 2. That's probably the one I'm most looking forward to for this year.
I'm so hyped for Outer Worlds 2.
Yes. Yeah. So we got some big stuff still coming out.
And I know you're not super interested, but man, I am incredibly hyped. My nipples are ready for Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater Delta.
Ah, yes. I'll probably play through that.
Yeah.
I don't know like if my nipples are quite as excited as yours, but I mean, good for you, buddy. It's your birthday. You can do whatever you want.
I can do whatever I want to today. Yeah. Junior's happy for me.
Junior's happy for vodka.
Oh, that's true too. Speaking of vodka, we do have Dragon Con coming up.
We do. Scott Snyder is going to be there.
Yeah.
His panel's called Absolute Scott Snyder.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is. That's going to be exciting. I haven't made like my schedule yet. I know you already have, right?
I already have, and I'm going to tell you right now that my schedule is so fucked. I'm working a few things in still, but I have a feeling like I'm going to be counting on the correspondence of the other homies that are present and accounted for a lot of this, because there's just going to be quite a few of these panels that I'm not going to make it to. First thing on Saturday, we got the boys guests.
Oh, which the boys will be there?
It's only Valerie and Colby.
Okay.
That I know of. So I mean, I don't know what all really is going to come out of that. It's just two side characters.
Wait, wasn't Fire? What's her name?
Firecracker.
Yeah, Firecracker.
Yeah, it's Firecracker and the CEO chick, Ashley.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it'll be a great panel.
Yeah, for sure.
But I have a photo out with Christopher Lloyd during that time, like right before that.
That's dope.
And then right after that, listen to this shit, folks. They have a Daredevil panel, a Back to the Future panel, and a Star Wars panel. And that Star Wars panel is loaded all at the same time.
Oh, fuck.
And I'm probably going to go to that Daredevil panel because they're only doing 2 panels with the Daredevil cast. And the other one is during, it is on Sunday, and it's going to be during the Wind and Truth panel, which you know.
yeah, that's a wrap.
Hands down, I will be at that. So, I mean, I really want to go to that Star Wars panel, dude. It's stacked. They got Bo-Katan. They got John Boyega on there.
Oh, shit.
I mean, they got everybody. I mean, that's going to be there. They got the Armorer, Sam Witwer, who is both Darth Maul and Starkiller, is going to be on that. I mean, that panel is loaded, my friend.
I ain't gonna lie, that is hype. That is hype.
So I don't know. I mean, other than Deborah Ann Wall, I've seen all the other guests that are going to be on that Daredevil panel. I mean, as of right now, I'm probably going to do Daredevil mainly for the podcast, but I might change my mind and hit that Star Wars between now and then. I don't know. So we'll have to see.
Yeah.
My second photo op right after that panel is with Deborah Ann Wall.
Oh, nice.
And that's going to be during the Baldur's Gate 3 panel. Not going to make it to that.
It's crazy, man. That game will have been out, will it be 3 years?
3 years, yeah.
And it's still going strong.
And I guarantee you that hall will be full for that. Yeah. I actually have a photo shoot with Gail that afternoon.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, with Tim Downey. I'm going to see if there's going to be any Daredevil, or not Daredevil, but Baldur's Gate stuff on Sunday. There's an Ahsoka panel that I'm going to miss at 5:30 because I got a photo op with Tim Downey. There's a Rebellion building in Star Wars. I'm probably going to go to that. That'll be some Andor stuff, I'm sure. There's a Cosmere panel that night at 10 p.m. I'm probably going to hit that up. Yeah, I mean, we got Scott Snyder. I'm going to try to make it to the Scott Snyder on Sunday. There's an X-Men 97 on Sunday. I'm going to be at that.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Damn.
Yeah, man, there's a lot.
Yeah, we got some shit to do.
There's a lot. And then Friday, like, my day is washed. Like, well, I'm going to be in the vendor hall most of the day. And then that night, I'm going to get a signing with Matt Denneman, who is for those of you out there who may be familiar, he's the author of Dungeon Crawler Carl. Are you familiar with these books at all? No. They've really, really taken the world by storm. The genre is like literary RPG, so it's basically like a D&D game, but as a novel. There's a webtoon also. So that's close enough to a graphic novel. Yeah. It probably will be a graphic novel eventually. Yeah. And Kay really loves the webtoon. Oh. So, but it's really good, and it's like really snarky, and it's everything you'd expect from like a dungeon crawler.
Damn, that sounds dope.
Yeah, but it's been really well received. So we got a lot coming up at Dragon Con, guys. I'm so excited to come back and talk to you guys about all the stuff we got to see and experience.
Yes. And for any of you homies who will be at Dragon Con, hey, come find us.
Yeah, absolutely. As a matter of fact, if you see us walking around, come up and say, hey, I have. If you're a Sanderson fan at all, if you like the Cosmere, I have some really cool Cosmere swag that I'll be giving away at the con. So if you come up and ask me for it, I'll be happy to give you some. So
and Junior will give you some of these.
Yeah, that's right. We have plenty of these stickers.
We have plenty of these superhero homie stickers
that have a miraculously long shelf time.
It's because they're super.
That's right.
Hero homies.
But homies, we actually do have a reason to be here with you tonight.
We do.
And it's not just because it's his birthday.
That is right. This evening, we decided that we will sit down and rank Phase 5 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe that begins with Ant-Man Quantumania and ends with Ironheart technically, right?
Yep. I think Ironheart was after Thunderbolts, right? So yep.
So imagine if like the level of quality just ranged from Quantumania to Ironheart, and everything else just in between.
Oh God. So this is actually 15 movies and TV shows. We are since they are quite different, we separated out What If Season 2 and Season 3 to their own entity. So we'll be ranking those seasons separately in this, and we're going to start at the bad, and we're going to work our way into the positive.
Yep. I figured that we just do this in a similar fashion to how we rank the entirety of the MCU.
Yeah.
And we did that in sections of 5, so since this is 15, that makes it even easier to do that.
It does. And then tomorrow we'll come back and we have to update our MCU rankings. We got to start from like 78 or whatever. And no, I'm just kidding. It took us like a whole fucking day to do that, guys.
Absolutely. That's like 5 hours of content that we put out.
Yeah, after Secret Wars, I guess we'll have to do it again.
Holy shit. Maybe we'll just wait till after the X-Men saga.
Like after Phase 9?
It's gonna be that's gonna be like an extravaganza.
Yeah, we'll have to have a whole weekend. Yeah. And be like, all right, we'll start number 173. We have
all right the Punisher holiday special. All right, hopefully that'll be way higher than that.
No, it got to be way higher than that.
But so yeah, I figured that we start, and whoever wants to go first, let's start their numbers 15 through 11.
Yeah,
and hopefully these correlate. And then from there, we'll figure out what is the worst. That would be number 15. And then we'll work our way up to 11.
And that's right, folks. He has not seen my list. I haven't seen his. So we are just, we're doing this live right here in front of you. I think you gotta roll us in, right? Like we gotta.
I do, yeah. Proper introductions are still in order. That's what Junior was whispering to me. But homies, one and all, welcome back to another very special episode of the Superhero Homies podcast. My name is Quentin, and as always, I am here with the world's greatest co-host. I'm referring to none other than the homie Caleb.
That's right. I survived ranking and watching all of these.
I should have checked up on him to make sure he was okay.
Yeah. I watched them all again yesterday. I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't. I'm not doing that. It's your birthday, man, so you should go first.
Oh, man. Well, shucks. I would feel honored if these didn't hurt my soul so much. So again, homies, we are ranking all 15 of these, and like Caleb said, we did separate What If seasons 2 and 3 because there is a pretty wide berth in quality there. There's even bigger berth in quality between seasons 1 and seasons 2 and 3, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, that was in a different phase. Yeah. That's phase 4.
All right, homies. So what I have for number 15, which would be the worst, in my opinion, of Phase 5, is how it started. Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. That's what I have for my number 15. My number 14, actually, I went back and forth between 14 and 13 because for me, they're just that close and bullshittery. And that is number 14. I ultimately settled with What If Season 3. That hurt my feelings and my heart and soul. My number 13, I settled with Echo. I never seen a show that started off with an episode 1 that was so promising and then just quickly nose dove and never recovered. Number 12, I had Secret Invasion. This for me was similar to Falcon and Winter Soldier. This was way worse than Falcon and Winter Soldier. However, my hype for both of those shows were insanely high, and then what I got was not what I was promised. And my number 11, I did try to find room for this elsewhere. I could not. My number 11 is The Marvels.
Oh, man. Well, the homies watching this on the video platforms can see my face as you began to read those things off. I'll be honest. At the very beginning, I was really, really worried. My hashtag concern exclamation mark was absolutely there. I came here prepared to fight for the Marvels, so that's okay. I knew that was going to happen. Okay, so as you went on, though, I got a little more comfortable because at first I had pure terror because I was like, oh my God, what if we have two completely different lists? I was like, what if this motherfucker has Secret Invasion in his top 5?
Oh no.
I would have lost my mind. Okay, so here's what I have, and it's actually not that different.
Okay.
I have number 15, Secret Invasion.
Okay.
Number 14, Echo. Number 13, What If Season 3. Number 12, Quantumania. And then for number 11, I have What If Season 2.
So What If Season 2, I'll go ahead and say this. That was number 10 for me.
So I have the Marvels at 10.
Interesting. Okay.
So here is I'm going to make this easy for us if you accept this, if you sign the treaty, okay? I'm going to put the Marvels just barely ahead of What If Season 2 because What If Season 2 is entirely skippable. But the Marvels actually, at least the post-credit scene, is relevant.
That is a sliver of a hair margin. I will give you that.
We have an accord, folks. Now we just got to sort out the details.
Now we have to sort out the fine details here.
All right, so the Marvels is safe.
Marvels is safe. We're gonna stick that at number 10.
Yeah, it's getting number 10 though, folks. Spoilers. I got it at number 10. I can't fight for it to go higher. I can't be like, well, actually,
right.
Thinking back on it.
Yeah,
I mean,
just the level of depth.
Yeah, just thinking back on it. I mean, the moment that they decide they're gonna have the cats eat the crew is just genius level.
I mean, Dar-Benn really had a great point when I bet you motherfuckers don't even know who Dar-Benn is, do you?
Yeah, I still don't, and I've seen the movie twice.
All right, so,
I fucking think it's hilarious. You had Quantumania at 15.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Ooh,
with zero regard.
I haven't watched Quantumania since.
You don't say.
I haven't watched it since the Kang cancellation happened. So I just wonder if it would change my viewpoint drastically because when we went to go see Quantumania the first time, guys, we were bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. We came in there like, yeah, here we go. This is the start of Phase 5. Phase 4 was rough. Marvel's got their shit together, though. They're about to bring in Kang the Conqueror. We're about to have the Kang Dynasty. Let's see what they do with Kang. And then we left that movie being like, well, Paul Rudd just beat this dude in a fist fight. Not Scott Lang, not Ant-Man. Just some guy, some author. beat up the big bad. Yeah. This would be like if Thanos had showed up in Guardians of the Galaxy and Rocket Raccoon with no guns had just beat his ass.
not even Drax would be canonically correct.
Yeah, right.
Just Rocket.
Just Rocket.
No Groot.
No, just Rocket by himself. Just a raccoon.
Yeah.
Just a space raccoon.
Imagine if they did that and still had the audacity to be like, well, yeah, Thanos would be our big bad for Phase 3. No,
you can't then have him fight Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man at the same time.
And win.
Multiple times. Yeah, no.
And, and that kind of just to take a back step here, that just takes me back to looking at the totality of Phase 5. What was the goal here? Because even if you don't like Phase 4 with spoiler alert, I really don't. But at least there's some. Well, no, there's not. I was going to say at least there's some kind of through line that you can see where they're going. I know I can't.
Well, there's a little bit. There was more than we got in 5. I mean,
but
again, but Phase 4 was also where they just set up all these bowling pins they're never going to knock down.
Mm-hmm.
So at least in Phase 5, they started to not do that.
Well, yeah. And the thing about Phase 5 is that, looking at this list, there is very little cohesion.
Oh, no, yeah. This is, random. We threw this shit at the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't create a through line if you put a gun to my head and said, find some connective tissue here. I couldn't do it. I would be I'm sure Uatu was watching all of this, and that's my through line.
Other than Brave New World, or not Brave New World, but What If? Mm-hmm. Is there actually any connective characters in any of this?
So I'm looking here.
I'm going to say no.
I don't think there is.
The most connected character in all of this is Wilson Fisk.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because he may be the only person that's in
two things.
He's in Echo and Born Again.
It's fucking bonkers, folks, in a bad way.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
in the worst way.
That is wild. It's also wild that the Christmas special made the cut for Phase 4, but Guardians 3, Phase 5, because those are only like a few months apart, weren't they?
Yeah.
Didn't take much. But okay, so what was your number 15 again?
My number 15 is Secret Invasion.
Okay, and I had that at 12.
What you thinking?
I mean, here's the thing, right? It's just like when we rank the entire MCU, like the bottom 5 here, like I don't give a shit about them, you know? So I guess the thing for me, right, is Secret Invasion, like it can be 15 for all I care. But I guess in my heart of hearts, I feel that Quantumania is like the epitome of the worst that Marvel Phase 5 has to offer. Because not only did they ruin who was supposed to be their big bad, but on top of that, the movie in and of itself has very little good to offer. It's like when I think back to memorable moments of that movie, I think about the ugly ass MODOK they had.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
The CGI was atrocious. I mean, all the stuff they did to ruin Kang.
Yeah.
The changes that they made to stature.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Yeah. Like those things were just none of it helped at all. And then I don't know, man, like there's just no standout memorable moments that I can think of from this movie that at least had me being like, this is really at least a cool scene. As for Secret Invasion, there were a few cool moments.
Yeah, I'll be honest. The only thing from Quantumania that I remember being awesome was when they first encountered that one alien and he asked them how many holes they had. And you could feel that everyone in the theater was counting.
Yep.
That was like the only cool thing that happened.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, this was written by Michael Waldron, who is a Rick and Morty person, and you could tell. Mm-hmm. And maybe that shit doesn't work in a AAA blockbuster action film.
Yeah, you can tell that Marvel was still so focused on let's get our jokes in.
Oh, God.
It's like the equivalent of going to an indie show and you're in the back and you hear guys talking about getting their shit in.
Yeah.
And they're kind of missing the whole point of what it's supposed to be.
It's like 400 punchlines in this thing.
Yes.
I'm fine with Quantumania at the bottom. It commits so many sins that we are still paying for today. So, yeah, number 15, Quantumania. And then I think we should stick Secret Invasion in at 14.
I am fine with that. And, you know, Secret Invasion, like for me, Quantumania, I was cautious. I can't say that I was cautiously optimistic. I did have hopes for this movie, things that I hoped it would do, right? Like, no disrespect to Scott Lang, but I hope that Kang was just gonna wipe out Scott and you know, maybe a couple others and just have Stature be the one to make it out. I remember us throwing around that theory because it's dark, yes, but it makes sense and it makes Kang look formidable.
Right.
And this is also the Kangest of Kangs, you know? He was the Kang that the other Kangs were afraid of.
Yeah, he's the Kangest Kang. And here's the thing, right? If you look at this, in Infinity War, when Thanos first shows up on screen proper, the first thing they had him do was wipe the fucking floor with the Hulk. Because we never seen anybody do that. Mm-hmm. And here, they had Ant-Man kick his ass.
Yeah.
To be fair, we never seen him kick anybody's ass before. But maybe the big bad of the next phase wasn't the way to go.
I would never understand, A, how they decided that was a good idea, and B, how that made it through to actually being shot.
Right, yeah.
You think that someone along the lines would be like, hey guys, no, we're going to bring Kang back. He's going to fight the Avengers. Therefore, we shouldn't have Scott Lang best him in any kind of fight.
Yeah, I mean, freaking Kang Dynasty had already been announced well ahead of this.
Oh, yeah.
They were going to do Kang Dynasty and then Secret Wars. Can you imagine if they had done that?
I don't know what it would have looked like. Here's what's interesting, though. I believe that Fantastic Four took the exact slot that Kang Dynasty was supposed to come out.
Yep.
Which I am so curious to visit that alternate universe where we see Kang Dynasty.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's just a weird place. I bet Superman Lives came out in that universe.
Oh, no. Starring David Cornsweat.
Hey, that would actually be way better. I don't know. I don't want to derail us here, but I don't know if you've seen any of the behind the scenes or any of that stuff for Superman, but since the Hammer of Baravia is actually supposed to be Ultraman.
Yeah.
Spoilers, folks, for Superman. If you somehow listen to this show but haven't seen Superman, go watch that shit. It's really good. So he does the voice for the Hammer of Baravia.
I saw that.
That shit, he could not keep a straight face.
Because he's wearing the Superman shit.
Yeah.
While he's doing
Yeah. And he's like, these will continue until the Kryptonian. And then he just busts out laughing. He's like, he just can't do it.
Yeah, because it's so outlandish.
It looks like they had a lot of fun making that movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it does. I've really been enjoying those behind the scenes that we've gotten from that movie.
Yeah, I especially loved, a lot of the stuff where they show, number one, how invested in the character that David Cornsweat actually is, and then also, like, James Gunn's take on the character.
Yep.
He just really understands. And that is not the case in most of these movies that we were talking about right now.
So going back to Secret Invasion, we can put that at number 14. Here's the thing about Secret Invasion, right? It's that, like I said, with Quantumania, I was just cautious, but with Secret Invasion, I was cautiously optimistic because this is one of my favorite Marvel storylines from the past 20 years. I thought it was really cool, and I thought they could do some really sleek shit with this story. And and I remember when this show was coming out, I actively said, maybe even said on this podcast, this is a shame because Marvel has beat DC to the punchline when it comes to like shape-shifting thriller type comic book based movies or TV shows. Because I was thinking, man, if they ever use Clayface in a Batman movie, that's the way to go. You make it a thriller. But when I saw the trailer for Secret Invasion, I said, oh man, Marvel beat them to the punch. And no, they haven't.
No. As a matter of fact, if I had to hedge my bets right now, DC is definitely going to do it.
I mean, again, where's the bar for beating Secret Invasion?
Right. It's a lot of people didn't even see this. I think it's one of the worst watched Disney Plus shows.
And there's only really one thing of note that comes out of this, if we're being honest, and that is Rhodey. And unless you watch Secret Invasion, you don't know that Rhodey has been MIA since Civil War.
Right, yeah.
I mean, but other than that, because the I forget her name, the
Kira.
Yeah, Kira, yeah, the Skrull Queen, who is featured in the Secret Invasion comic book, but like you're not gonna see her again.
No.
She's done.
I wonder if they're even gonna pay off this Rhodey thing ever. If they're even gonna,
they might not.
They might just ignore that shit.
Yeah. Which is a shame because
it was cool. Yeah. It was a cool thing that I want to know more about. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some really good Nick Fury stuff in here.
Yeah.
That was quite good. But, I mean, they just made it such a nothing burger, and the quality had gone down. The CGI was problematic. I mean, they just,
Everybody goes back to the shot with Emilia Clarke with the Drax arm. And the way that it shot, you would swear that Marvel thinks this is their money shot. Like, no, this is the scene right here.
Yeah.
And it's not. And then they had Barack Obama be, the main bad guy. I forget his name, but he played Barack Obama in something.
And he looks very much like him,
there were some interesting, things about it, but ultimately, man, I can't get jiggy with this. I thought it was boring in parts, and then it was insulting in other parts. I thought it was incredibly dumb to kill off Kobe Smulders, Maria Hill.
Yeah.
In episode 1 on top of that. Because in my mind, I was thinking, if anything, Nick Fury is either going to be killed or go MIA, and then you have Maria Hill take the spot.
Right.
And Marvel had other plans.
And now we basically have no through line in the MCU at all now. No. Because Nick Fury was that, right? Yeah. Like him and Coulson, when they needed to be, that's what they were. And now you don't have that. And it sticks out like a sore thumb now that we don't have it.
Yeah, it's pretty awful. And again, I don't know how we got there. I think that maybe Kevin Feige throughout Phase 4 and throughout this part of Phase 5 was being more hands off.
Yeah.
And, you can kind of tell because he was either being hands off or his fire was dying out and just didn't care as much.
Yeah, possibly. He's been doing this for a long time.
Long time.
So that's number 14, Secret Invasion.
Yes.
All right, so left to rank, we have What If Seasons 2 and 3. And then we have Echo. I actually am going to say that for me, it's probably Echo here in number 13.
Okay.
Just mainly because this is like a, just kind of a very thin margin to win by. But I will never forget the episode of season 3 where Darcy, hooks up with Howard the Duck.
Is that a positive for you?
And they have a miraculous human duck baby who was kind of cool, actually, later on. I mean, it's better than Echo, which I don't remember anything at all. Like, my brain, I think, deleted that show within a week.
I remember the scene when Daredevil pops up out of nowhere and starts beating ass.
And leaves.
And he leaves.
He literally is in She-Hulk longer than he's in this.
He is, yeah. Okay. Man, I wish you had another example for What If Season 3.
Hey, I'm just saying.
Because that shit scarred me. I wonder what the homie Oz would say about this Howard the Duck centric episode.
He definitely has not seen it. Definitely has not seen it.
For me, it's such a small margin because I had What If Season 3 and Echo like right next to each other in my rankings. We can go ahead and put Echo right here at 13.
Okay.
You get no complaint from me there.
So then it's got to be What If Season 3.
Yeah.
At 12.
Yeah. Man, it's so fucking ironic because when What If Season 1 came out, I skipped it. I didn't watch when it came out because Phase 4 had been kind of trash, and I had no real vested interest in watching What If.
I was all over you about it.
Yeah. And then I hear from you and some other folks that apparently it's the bee's knees. And as we all know, bees, in fact, have the best knees.
Yep, it's a fact of life.
Yep. So I checked it out, and wow, What If Season 1 was tremendous. It was so tremendous that I said, okay, when Season 2 comes out, we got to be on it. We'll get to that later. And then Season 3 comes out, and we were like, okay, if they don't give a fuck, then neither do we. And it's kind of clear that they really didn't care that much about what they were doing with Season 3. The premise of What If is you take something that is so canonized and so like kind of iconic, and you think, okay, well, what if instead of that happening, this other thing happened as well?
Right.
And that's kind of the cool thing about it is you get to see what happens if shit went different. The problem is with Season 3 is that they didn't think of anything interesting about that. They just made up weird scenarios that really no one asked for.
Including this like random thing where we're just going to shoehorn in like brand new characters.
Oh, yeah.
For no reason.
It feels like episodes were cut for sure.
Yeah, and then there's all those like there's that one episode that's really strange. It's got like Bucky and Red Guardian in it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that sounds like a cool team up. It wasn't.
Right. And that's so disappointing, right? Because on paper it makes sense. Either them teaming up or even fighting each other. On paper it makes sense. They're both kind of assets for different countries.
Right.
Let's see how that plays out. And wow, it's just a lame 80s comedy shtick that they do.
And the comedy was weak too.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of problems with this. I mean, we recently reviewed Eyes of Wakanda. Mm-hmm. And while I don't think either one of us thought it was like out of this world amazing, every single episode of it, I think I enjoyed more than What If Season 3.
Yeah.
Like from an action standpoint, a production standpoint, a storyline standpoint. I mean, it was just as unimportant to the overall, plot of the MCU, if that's a thing right now. Mm-hmm. But this had a lot of problems. What If Season 3? It's almost like they didn't have any ideas, and somebody went, "Well, we got to make a third season of What If. People really like it."
And what a shame, because this show has so much potential. Also, it feels like Uatu is self-contained to just this series.
Well, he's only popped up in one other place, which is X-Men 97.
Oh, yeah.
Which isn't considered to be MCU canon at all.
That's true.
Which is unfortunate.
Right.
We'll have to talk about that at some point.
We will. I guess it makes sense, though. With everything that's happened within the X-Men 97 universe, it's hard to make that.
Well, you just say it's universe whatever.
That's true. Yeah.
097.
Yeah.
Everybody's animated if they go there.
Oh, wow.
If you visit there, you're just like, okay. The fuck?
Yeah. Especially when you consider that, you see Spider-Man and Daredevil there. Like, okay, this is getting interesting.
Yeah, right. I was very shocked that they were able to get some of those cameos in there.
Right. That was awesome, though. When does season 2 of that come out?
Soon. We will see the voice actors before it comes out. So, in about a week.
Ooh-wee. But yeah, so 13 Echo, 5 episodes of nothing. And What If Season 3 at number 12, because what the fuck?
Well, that only leaves What If Season 2 for number 11.
That is not a wide berth.
At least What If Season 2. So, What If Season 2 and 3 both are very different. The main thing that I think is different between them is like with Season 2, you could tell that they really were trying to bring back the magic of Season 1. It very much feels like Westworld, where you could tell with Season 2, they were just like, oh, well, we're going to do Season 1, but we're going to do it bigger and better. There's going to be more action. We're going to do more things. We're going to hint at like a samurai park. Spoilers for Season 2 of Westworld. And then we're going to pull the same fucking twist again, but this time it won't be original at all. And so with this, they very much were trying to top Season 1, and it didn't work. Like, it doesn't feel nearly as good or as epic as Season 1 did. And so I can say that was their goal, and they failed. With Season 3 of What If, I couldn't tell you if they succeeded or not, because I don't know what they were trying to do. If they were trying to do what they did and they succeeded, all those people should be fired.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say they failed.
I think for me, one thing that absolutely failed, in my opinion, about What If, particularly seasons 2 and 3, not season 1, but for seasons 2 and 3, is those seasons started to feel like Captain Carter in Quantum Leap. It just felt like, okay, we're following her to see what adventure she gets up to next and how she saves the day. Whereas in season 1, it felt like this kind of organic mashup of her and like these other heroes placed out of time, and how are they going to stop this super menacing threat. I think that if they wanted to recapture that magic, you don't literally bring back the same goddamn characters. You create new ones, or you find other characters to bring in to take that spot. You know, for me, it just didn't sell it to me that this is a big sprawling what if universe, and I see the same characters in every single season.
Yeah, I mean, they sure fixed that shit for you in season 3, didn't they?
The kind of, but then Kevin Carter still comes back.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I would have been fine with season 2 having the same character, like the same roster as season 1, if like they had done it where it's like, okay, well, we're gonna get another episode where we follow each one of these characters, right? So like, let's just say we're gonna continue everybody's storyline from season 1. And then, like, if at the end of season 2, it turns out that Strange Supreme actually has gone full tilt evil and he's the big bad, I think that actually works really well, because that would have been a nice twist. But instead, they just fucking don't mention him the whole season, and then when they do reveal it, you're like, all right, well, that tracks. All right.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Man, I remember, I think it was back in season 1 when we first see Strange Supreme, and then, like, we saw Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, thinking that, oh, man, this is a big deal. Like, this is all gonna...
Yeah. That we thought that Strange Supreme was in the trailer when they go to, like, the Dark Universe or whatever. And that was such a missed opportunity.
They had to have known the similarities were there.
Yeah. It was just bonkers. Mm-hmm. Where it was like, we're just not going to do this.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have harmed anything for that to be him.
It wouldn't have. Like, at all.
Nope.
But, you know, Marvel had other plans, so...
Yeah, fuck us, I guess.
Fuck us.
For watching all this stuff. Like, they really just, like, double fucked themselves, because the, like, hardcore people who watch all this stuff and, like, keep up with it and, like, know all the lore like ourselves, it just feels disjointed to us. Mm-hmm. And then the casuals, well, they don't know what the fuck you're talking about anyway. So, you know, they just want to see some spells get cast.
That's part of it, you know. I want to go back and bitch a little bit more about Quantumania. I'm not done with it.
Okay. It's your birthday, dog.
It's my birthday, damn it.
You can bitch if you want to.
As I was looking at you, I glanced over and I saw the Secret Wars omnibus. And on that spine, you see Reed Richards, and he's fucking ready to square. He's ready to square up. And it had me thinking about something, and that is, we'll never get the scene from that comic book where we see Reed Richards and Dr. Doom in this room in space where there are no powers, no magic, no tech, and Reed's like, just put your hands up, motherfucker, we gonna fight. We can't get that scene now because they ruined it in Quantumania with Scott Lang and Kang.
We can still get it. They just make the fight actually good. I mean, shit, dog. If they're just gonna be like, forget about Kang anyway. I mean, that's what they already did.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
retconned. They George Lucas the fuck out of that.
They really did. You think they're ever gonna say something about Kang again? Are they ever gonna, mention him again in the MCU?
I don't know, dog. I got no idea.
That's fair.
They're gonna reveal that RDJ is actually Kang.
Oh my gosh!
And
he was in blackface again.
Yeah.
God damn it!
The whole time.
The whole time.
All right. So that's What If Season 2 at 11.
What If Season 2 is at 11? Season 3 is at a 12. No.
Yeah, Season 3 at 12. Mm-hmm. Season 2 at 11.
Yep.
And then that rounds out the bottom.
That's the bottom 5.
I'll go first with my 10 through 6. Okay, so starting at the top here, number 10, I have the Marvels. Number 9, I have Captain America: Brave New World. Number 8, I have Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Number 7, I have Ironheart. And number 6, I have Loki Season 2.
I'm proud to announce we have the same shows and movies in this bracket. Different orderings, but all the same shit.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah.
Because if you put any of 1 through 5 in here, I'd have been like, what?
I mean, I'm somewhat similar to you. Obviously, we both have the Marvels at 10.
Right.
I have Loki season 2 at 9.
Wow.
Yep. Ironheart is at 8. Your Friendly Neighborhood, Brave New World is at 7 for me, and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man is at 6 for me.
You have Ironheart at 8?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So let's see. So obviously we already discussed the Marvels is number 10.
Right, obviously.
Yeah.
So the Marvels at 10. We've been down this road. We talked about the Marvels on here a lot. I think it is a fun turn your brain off movie that is only saved by the fact that Kamala Khan is in it. If you take her out, this movie becomes like a 3. This is the most likable we ever saw Brie Larson, but I mean that bar is in hell. And then what's
Tiana Paris? Yeah, she played
it's Monica, right?
Monica Rambeau.
Yeah, Monica Rambeau. She was amazing in WandaVision. Mm-hmm. Absolutely loved her. They relegate her to trash exposition in this.
She had nothing to do.
She had nothing to do here. The only thing that they really did is they did some cool fight scenes with like their teleportation stuff. There were some really cool shots in this movie. This movie honestly just suffers horribly from the fact that the villain has no substance whatsoever. And if the villain has no substance at all, there's no way that your heroes can succeed, right? Because there's just nothing there. There's nothing for them to play off of. This thing never feels like there's any real stakes. The post-credit scene was awesome. But, I mean, the issues with the Marvels are way out there. And it tanked at the box office horribly, too. Because, I'll be honest, even the marketing never made this look like it was going to be important. And, honestly, the marketing didn't even make it look like it was going to be fun.
The one thing about the Marvels that I've always been consistent about that I thought was actually pretty good was the one action set piece they have late first act that you mentioned earlier with all the teleporting. I thought that was actually a really well done action scene for what this is. There was confusion and there was mayhem. And if you go back and watch it, it may not make sense, but that actually kind of helps it in a weird kind of way because it's supposed to be topsy-turvy and bonkers and whatnot. This was definitely more fun than Captain Marvel.
Oh,
if we're looking at this as like a Captain Marvel sequel.
That's like saying that, all right, well, I'm a little old to go to Chuck E. Cheese, but I'd rather do that than get a root canal.
Yeah, I'll take some rat cheese pizza.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And the thing about Dar-Benn, and I always say this, man, you can just look to the comics and a lot of times to determine the success of something. And 9 times out of 10, it's accurate. In the comics, Dar-Benn was just a bargain bin version of Ronan the Accuser. And in the MCU, it's even worse.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just kind of like a tried and true method that's lazy with villains where you have a villain and you try to give them something sympathetic or something understandable as to why they're fighting, why they're villainous. But I'll be honest, man, like that's a well that has been gone to so many times that I'm actually concerned about Magneto. Because that's the grandfather of, sympathizing with the victim.
Right.
And kind of understanding them. And think of it this way, guys, like Killmonger, he's one of the greatest villains in the MCU because you definitely understand his plight and his reasoning and his thinking and his logic. It's what he does to accomplish his goal that makes him that villain, And he was one of the best that were able to do it. Dar-Benn in the Marvels is everything that made Killmonger great, but stripped down completely.
Also, the plot is like her plan or whatever, is ridiculous. It's like, oh yeah, our planet's fucked. Which, by the way, like if you look at it, Carol really did fuck them. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, she did straight up like be like, oh no, we'll protect you, and then didn't.
Yeah.
And then like didn't help fix it at all.
No.
And then at the last minute, they're like, oh yeah, well we can come up with this crazy ass bonkers plan, but like the villain already has a more bonkers plan. Like, oh well, we don't have no water on our planet, so we're just gonna go open up a portal and take their water.
Take their water, yeah. And I'm like, you can just move the people.
Yeah, what kind of magic school bus ass plot is this?
We're gonna steal your atmosphere. My what?
My what? I don't even got no atmosphere.
Yeah. So like the plot didn't really make a whole lot of sense here. I think what this movie really could have won me over is if I'm glad that the movie had a short runtime because I was able to get the fuck out of there.
It's like 90 minutes.
Yeah.
In and out.
But I do wish that the movie, when it did slow down, I wish that it actually taken more time to help build these characters instead of just the Marvel jokes. You know?
Yeah.
It's kind of more what we got. I'm like, this is if you want to sell me on Captain Marvel, this is your opportunity to do it. This is how you do it. And they didn't do it.
I'll be honest, you look at it, it's got to be about the characters, right? Mm-hmm. And this is like, we were talking off mic about this the other day, looking at like James Gunn's like Rotten Tomatoes scores. The man has 9 hits in a row. He has 9 certified fresh. I think the lowest in there is an 83. Mm-hmm. I think that was Guardians 2. Yeah, he has 9 hits in a row with critics and audiences. He doesn't miss. And one of the reasons he doesn't miss, this is very much like the reason that like Brandon Sanderson doesn't miss. Just make it about the characters. It doesn't matter what the setting is. It doesn't matter what the story you're trying to tell is. It could be about, some weird slime people on a volcano planet, and they have to take a magical ice cube and drop it in the volcano to cool their planet off, right? That sounds ridiculous. I probably don't really even care about that. But if you make it about the characters, it'll probably work out, You always got to make it about the characters. Mm-hmm. And in pretty much everything we have talked about so far here tonight, they fail to do that.
Yeah. Looking back at the list, yeah.
And that's no coincidence.
That's not a coincidence at all. So, what was your number 9?
My number 9 was Brave New World.
Okay. I had that at 7.
You have Ironheart here?
I have Loki season 2 there.
Man, I can't do with that. I can't that don't align with my spirit. I have that at 6. I have that in the best of this category.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Loki season 2.
I didn't like any of Loki. I thought season 2 was better than season 1.
We have a very similar disagreement about season 1, whereas with season 1, I actually really understand why you and Kevin don't appreciate it, and I like it, but through a different lens than you guys looked at it.
Right.
Whereas with season 2, I just think it was stellar. I love season 2 of Loki. The only reason that it didn't make it into the top 5 for me was because of how strong the top 5 actually is.
It's like for me, it's like outside the top 5, I don't have to watch anything else in this phase.
That's true. Yeah, I agree. However, I could see maybe putting Ironheart here at 9 or Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
See, I had Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man at 6. I had Ironheart at 8.
I'm down with putting Ironheart at 9.
We can do that.
We reviewed Ironheart very recently. It's the most recent thing that came out in this phase. It's the last thing that came out in this phase. Ironheart was what it was. It was. I will say this. It beat my expectations because my expectations were like a 3, and I think I gave it like a 6.5 or something like that.
I think you gave it like a 7.2.
Oh, okay. 7.2.
Yeah. I gave it a 6.5.
Oh, you gave it that's why the 6.5 was in my head. Yeah, I mean, it was way better than I expected it to be, because previously, Riri in Black Panther 2, I was not impressed with her at all, or even in What If, but I thought that she did a really good job here. Honestly, the issue in this show is almost entirely the writing, because the action was really good, the visuals were really good. I thought that all the performances were quite good. It just comes down to the writing, and the writing was a mess. And for somebody that's like supposed to be a genius, they made her, I'm going to say completely incompetent, but she does some very questionable decisions with no reasoning or forethought. Now, devil's advocate for that. I will say that, wisdom and intellect are not the same stat for a reason. Mm-hmm. Maybe she dumped all her points into the intellect and maybe wisdom, not so much. Clearly skipped out on that. You're not even going to fucking Google who Mephisto is before you agree to this.
Yeah, he actually told you his name.
Yeah.
And he didn't say, give me a decision right now. He said, I feel like you could have taken some time to think about it, at least.
Yeah. There's a lot of questionable decisions with this one with the writing. That's all it comes down to for me.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm with you. There are moments for me like where the Hood and his crew, they do feel kind of like early CW level for me.
Oh, yeah.
And with all due respect to, CW and those shows, like that's just kind of an ick for me that's hard to shake. And I thought that the Hood was kind of a weird choice to be like the big bad of this, especially when they had Obadiah Stane's son in their back pocket. And then for me, they kind of squandered him too, because he's such a cool villain in the comics. And that could have been something really cool. Yeah, man. It's like, for me, the Ironheart TV show is almost like when I read a Tom King comic book. Like every time there's something good and cool that's done, he does something that's so fucking stupid that I got to put the book down for a minute. That's kind of how this Ironheart TV show is for me at times, where it's like, man, that is really cool what they just did. I love the visuals. I love the action that they used here. Why did she make that decision?
They do some kind of tone deaf shit in this show too.
There is some tone deaf shit. Yeah, I agree with that as well. But now, is this show as bad as people try to make it out to be? Absolutely not.
No.
We talk about that in our Ironheart review, so go check that out. But this show is definitely way better than whatever people online try to convince you it is. It's not it's not the worst thing that the MCU has ever put out, not by a long fucking shot.
No, not even close. And I'll say too, like, one of its major problems also, it's a victim of its own success, is that the suit looks so good that when the suit's not on the screen, when she's not using it, you feel it.
Yep.
And also, Mephisto was so goddamn 11 out of 10 perfect that from the moment he first appears, you don't care about anything else.
And I'll say this again too, man, and I understand that this would have made the show worse, but honestly, I don't think that Mephisto should have been here. And the reason I say that is because everyone knows Mephisto is a huge deal. Who do you see talking about it?
Yeah.
I think that the thing to do, you save him for Spider-Man Brand New Day. That's what I would have done.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna, I mean, the thing is, they've already basically let everybody know that these shows are skippable, and then they act crazy when people skip them.
Yeah. And now, so the next time we're gonna see Mephisto, is it just gonna be tethered to the TV verse? Are we gonna be able to see this entity on the big screen? Like, there's just too much good shit there for them to just not use them anywhere else. And while I understand having Mephisto in the Ironheart TV show, it definitely helped my enjoyment. While I would have never thought to put Mephisto in an Ironheart TV show, I could have think of half a dozen other characters I would have used in this place. But it was still effective. But at the end of the day, if people aren't talking about it, if people aren't remembering it, then was it really a good call?
I think Agatha was beloved enough that we will see more of this sort of magical corner of the MCU. Now, what form that takes, whether that's a Doctor Strange 3 or a spinoff with or maybe, I mean, it could come up in Vision Quest, but that's another weird place to put it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, unless they want to go by the comics and say that Wanda got those souls, because spoiler alert, she I mean, how do you fuck a robot and have kids, you know?
Right, yeah.
So like the souls came from somewhere and they came from Mephisto. Well, here you go. But I don't know if they're gonna go that route with the kids. We'll see. They could.
Listen, just use it as an excuse to bring in magic, please. Can we do that?
If they bring in magic, they're gonna have to recast her, though.
Yeah, they can. I mean, number one, she's a little old now.
Oh yeah.
And also, I mean, she still looks the same though.
She does.
But also, she expensive.
Yeah.
They're not
Anya Taylor-Joy. You gotta have to pay some big money.
They're not casting her on Disney Plus.
Yeah. No. Probably not.
Yeah. They might could get her for like an X-Men movie if they went that route, but I don't know. They probably don't want anything to do with New Mutants. Kevin Feige probably hasn't even seen it. He doesn't even know what we're talking about right now.
The fuck is New Mutant?
Yeah. He's like, that never came out, did it? They just said that was coming out, right? All right, now it's gonna get tough. So that's
let's see,
Ironheart at 7, right? Or not?
Ironheart at 9. Yep.
Damn.
So we have
Loki,
Friendly Neighborhood, Spider-Man, and Brave New World. Okay.
I can't put. Look, man. I could not walk out of here feeling righteous if I put old Greg ahead of Loki season 2.
Old Greg. Oh yeah. All right.
How the fuck are you gonna make a sequel to the Hulk without the Hulk in it?
Dog, that's a great question.
How you gonna make a direct Incredible Hulk sequel and just slide another motherfucker in as the main character?
Sometimes these things happen. Listen, like Brave New World has a lot of problems. I will acquiesce and put Brave New World at number 8.
Okay, I'm fine with Loki at 7. If we're gonna do that. I'm still moving it down, but I can't put it behind old Greg, man. This would be like Iron Man 3 sucked, but like if we'd have gone to the theater and Iron Man 3 would have been like a Winter Soldier Part 2 and it would have just been Tony Stark instead of Steve Rogers, we would have been like, this is cool, but what the fuck?
This was just a really weird decision, right? And I'm not sure. This is a common thing that I say about so many MCU projects. I'm not sure why they went this direction.
Like, I understand that you want to, like obviously Thunderbolt Ross, like, cool character. Like, I thought Harrison Ford did a great job. Really interesting, like, way to go about, like, the Red Hulk thing. But all the tie-ins, I mean, why didn't you just get Hulk to be in this movie?
Yeah. It's because he would have overshadowed Cap.
That's fine. Because you know what? You know what else would have happened? People would have been in the theater to watch it. Like, yeah, if you put the Hulk in your movie and he overshadows Sam Wilson, yeah, you know what? That sucks. You know what would suck a lot worse? Is if your movie tanked at the box office and that's all anybody thinks about. I'd much rather be overshadowed by the Hulk than by a terrible box office.
You're 1,000% right, because if they put the Hulk in the promotional material, and if he was actually in this movie, more people would have come to see this, and more people would have realized, oh man, Anthony Mackie actually makes a really good Captain America. And while, sure, he still would have been overshadowed if the end fight mostly comes down to Hulk versus Red Hulk, you're right. More people would have seen this movie. The movie would have done better at the box office, and more people would have walked away saying that the new Captain America is actually a really good pick.
Yeah. It's like, do you want to, what would you rather do? Would you rather pin Cody Rhodes in front of 30 people, or would you rather have him beat you at WrestleMania? Yeah. That's an easy
right. Pick. Yeah, I beat him in front of 30 people.
I don't think that's where I was going.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, that's not where I was going with it. Also, he did an episode of Hot Ones, by the way.
I think I saw
it. Was tremendous. You should. And then, like, the season finale this season was Macaulay Culkin. And that was interesting as fuck.
Oh, I got to see that.
He's definitely done some drugs.
Goddamn. Shout out to Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah. Never try to break into his house.
Absolutely not.
I doubt anyone would ever.
Would you rather try to break into his house or the Wayne Manor?
Oh, Macaulay Culkin's house. Because I will live through that.
Yeah, Aver's going to shoot you.
Yeah, if I break into Wayne Manor, the best thing that can happen to me is, like, I run into Bruce as he's, like, in the bat suit on his way out.
Yeah.
And he's like, what are you doing in here? You know, like, that's it. That's the only way that I come out well in that. Because if Bruce isn't home, Alfred's going to shoot me.
I mean, well, even in your first scenario, if you run into Batman on the way out, like, it's not great either.
No, but I'll live.
Yeah.
I'll be in the hospital for 6 months with my jaw wired shut, but I'll live.
Yeah, that's true.
I wish I was dead when I get a hospital bill.
Oh, shit. But, man, you know, Brave New World certainly isn't all bad. I think, again, that this is one of those things that isn't as bad as some people try to make it out to be.
Yeah.
But, I mean, for me, it's like a solid 7.4, you know? Like, it's around that range. I don't remember exactly what I scored it, but, like, that's around the range of what I would score it. You know, you can tell they're trying to tap into that Winter Soldier type vibe. And honestly, they've been chasing that for 10 years. And at this point, I have to tell Marvel, you might have to let it go. You know, they tried to tap into Winter Soldier with Black Widow. That didn't work. They tried to do it again here. It didn't work. I mean, Winter Soldier, that movie's kind of lightning in a bottle, you know. But Brave New World has some good stuff going for it still.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good action in here.
Yeah. I like the new, how am I say the new Sam Wilson? I like the new Falcon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
New Falcon was good. Is it Isaiah? Is the older?
Lately I've been getting them confused.
Yeah.
Isaiah is the old man.
Yeah. And then Elijah's
the grandson.
Yeah. They have a similar cadence.
Right.
Isaiah, Elijah.
Yeah.
You know,
and they're both biblical names, and aren't they related even? I don't know.
Yeah, Isaiah Bradley was like, I mean, that character was stellar in this.
Yes.
I mean, amazing. This is like one of the few times that, like, watching the Disney Plus show actually meant something.
You're right.
You know?
Yeah, because, like, you kind of had to watch Falcon and Winter Soldier to understand this movie in its entirety. And also, of course, the Incredible Hulk.
Right, yeah. Yeah, because if you hadn't seen that, you'll be real confused. It's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Honestly, if I can do one thing to fix this movie, I just have Bruce Banner show up. Mm-hmm. And we get a Hulk versus Red Hulk fight. That's what people actually wanted.
Yeah, I mean, and it's an easy layup, you know.
It's such an easy layup, folks. And then there's, you know, the fact that, like, okay, granted, I understand from a super fucking nerdy perspective how Sam is able to fight the Red Hulk in this. I do. But the average person did not understand that, and it looks hokey. And I mean, even to me, parts of it are hokey. Why? Why would you do that?
Yeah.
And you gave him the power from Black Panther's suit.
Yeah. I mean, you know, we can spend all night dissecting what wouldn't work in the fight against a goddamn Hulk.
Right.
For, like, a normal man, a man who doesn't have the super soldier serum. And I've seen a lot of people online, like, trying to be like, well, you know, Sam could do it because X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, folks, do you think that Steve Rogers could stand toe-to-toe with the Hulk and walk away? Probably not. Probably not.
Well, Steve Rogers in a vibranium suit could.
Yeah. Yeah. And that vibranium suit does a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Let me tell you.
Yeah. There are parts of it that are, you know, the one for me, like, just to nitpick here is, like, the one where the Hulk swings like a flagpole or something, and they have Sam catch it with his fucking hands. All you had to do was have him forearm that shit so the suit absorbs the impact. And then it makes sense. But you had him catch it like this with his bare ass hands, which would have broken the shit out of his hands. and probably sent it going into his face. And it made no sense.
At the very least, just show like a vibranium reverberation when he catches it, you know?
Yeah, or, just don't even do the shit and have him dodge it, because he's fast.
Yeah. That would have worked too.
Yeah, anything other than what you actually did.
It also had one of the most bullshit post-credit scenes I've ever seen.
Oh, God. Yeah, this literally was the post-credit scene from the Ultimate Cut of Batman vs. Superman. You remember this?
Oh, yeah,
Where Lex
Luthor,
is in prison, and is it Bruce that goes to visit him?
Batman.
And he does the whole... Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to reveal his identity.
Oh, shit. God damn it, man. Now everybody's going to know.
Yeah, my bad. My bad. Well, I'm going to blame it on Guy Gardner. He's just out here dropping people's identities and shit. So he's Bruce Wayne. Motherfucker. I'll never forget, I think it was like the Justice League Unlimited cartoon where like Bruce just fucking shits on Guy Gardner all the time.
That's a constant.
Yeah.
And James Gunn needs to have that happen at some point.
He really does. Really does. But I digress. But yeah, and Lex Luthor's just like,
the bells are ringing.
The bells are ringing. Darkseid is coming. Blah blah blah. And I was like, okay, this wasn't good the first time.
No.
And then they just did it here with old Greg.
Yeah. And the shitty thing is, in both instances, like, they're too pussy to say the thing,
Yeah.
Like, Lex never says Darkseid.
Right.
And hell, who the fuck is keep calling him old Greg? What the fuck is the leader even talking about?
Right.
Is this supposed to be Doom? Is it supposed to be the Beyonder? Is it supposed to be Galactus?
I bet they didn't know when they filmed this. To be honest with you, it was probably still Kang when they filmed this. Who knows if that was a reshoot or not?
Yeah.
Marvel has gotten really shitty with their post-credit sequences, like to the point where when the one in Thunderbolts was so good, everyone was shocked by it.
Yeah.
Because there hasn't been a good one in, I don't know when the last time.
Oh, man.
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know.
Endgame didn't have one.
No.
Probably all the way back to Shang-Chi or Doctor Strange.
I didn't think the one in Shang-Chi was that good either, because, again, no payoff.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, they just set up some shit we're never gonna get, but we didn't know that at the time. I was excited at the time,
I mean, same thing with Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. Like, okay, they set something up, but
is Clea ever gonna be in anything? Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah.
They said the word incursion.
Yeah,
we'll hear that again. Yeah. All right, and that's number 8.
Number 8.
Okay, so I will go ahead and say we can put Loki season 2 here at number 7. I'm okay with that.
Okay, we'll put Loki here at number 7.
Loki season 2, man. I love the character work in this. I love the time shenanigans because it all made complete sense. It was one of those things where like it mind fucked you in like a Christopher Nolan type sense where when you were watching it at the time, you were like, this doesn't make any goddamn sense. But because it's the MCU, I was like, and it's probably not gonna. But then it did, and I was so happy.
The thing that I can definitely say about Loki Season 2 is the reason why it wasn't ranked lower for me is because, A, there wasn't enough room.
Right. There's some real shit down there.
Yeah. And B, I can acknowledge that so many people love this series and that, like, it's just not for me. I could never really get past this interpretation of Loki, which is really just Tom Hiddleston on kind of time hoppy adventures.
Yeah.
But if I were able to ever look past that, I might be able to see like a lot more value in this. There's less Sylvie in this, and so that makes me happy.
Yeah, Sylvie is no better really than she was in the first season for the most part.
The one thing I did like about it, which didn't come about to anything, is the stuff with Kang or his variants.
Yeah, the only Kang backstory we ever got was this, and it was great. Mm-hmm. But we watched it knowing it was a nothing burger. It was never going to be anything.
So, I mean, yeah, it's kind of fucked. And I will say this also, like, they still have one thing going for them, and that is, Loki, he has merged essentially with, like, the sacred timeline. And so there has to be some kind of reconciliation at some point between he and Thor. I don't know what that looks like. I don't even really know what that means. I think that maybe that's where Loki bites it permanently,
Well, we talked about things that Doom, could possibly do. And, killing Loki seems like it would be bad for the multiverse right now. I'm excited to see what they do with him in Doomsday. That he has to come up. So
either that or Secret Wars.
Yeah, one of the two. But I think he's confirmed for Doomsday.
Oh, okay.
I think Tom Hiddleston is.
Okay.
I may be wrong, but
that would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we have to see an interaction between him and Thor, obviously.
Yeah. And I wonder what that looks like. And, man, even with Thor, like, if you're the Russos, do you just ignore the fact that he's taking care of some random kid?
I would. I wouldn't put any of the fucking kids in any of this.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you're gonna use one, just use Kate. Mm-hmm. She's Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Jeremy Renner says he's good to go though. So
yeah, I mean he wanted to come back for Hawkeye season 2 until Marvel fucking lowballed him.
Right? Yeah.
Like that was fucked up. Like damn, Marvel, just because y'all losing money don't mean I need to start underpaying your actors.
Right, and especially the ones that still make bank.
Yeah. His
TV show was dope.
Yeah.
People liked it.
Mm-hmm. He had great chemistry with Kate.
Yeah.
Which
she looks 35 now.
You're right.
So
yeah. I mean, hell, even in what post credit scene was it that Kamala Khan shows up in? Is that also the Marvels? When she interacts with Kate?
I think so.
Oh, okay, so there were 2 in the Marvels.
I loved it though.
Yeah, I mean, I like that, but it's like even in that post credit scene, when Kamala goes, I'm forming the Young Avengers, and Kate was like, I'm 23.
Yeah, yeah.
Like she's gonna be fucking 30 by the time that shit comes out.
It's gonna be like the last season of Stranger Things, you know, where they're all 30.
Yeah, man, it'd be like if we were filming a TV show and I was like, man, science homework is kicking my butt, Caleb.
Yeah. It really is, Hello, fellow youth.
Hello, fellow youth. Holy shit. Okay.
I got my LG chocolate.
Yeah. Got a fucking Walkman.
I have to explain to them what it is.
Yeah. What is that circular disc thing that you... All right. Number 6. I guess it has to be your friendly neighborhood spider dude.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the thing about this is, it's like the best what if that we ever got, even though it wasn't intended to be that. Mm-hmm. It's literally a what if Peter Parker's mentor was Norman Osborn and not Tony Stark.
Yep.
So we start off with like the exact scene we get from Civil War. But when he goes into the apartment, it's not Tony Stark in there with Aunt May. It's Norman Osborn.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. And things unfold about how you would expect. This is entirely skippable, like so many things on this list, unfortunately. However, it was very fun at times. It has a really good interpretation of Scorpion. Mm-hmm. I really like a lot of the things that they did with Harry as well.
Yeah, I would even say Tombstone to a degree.
Yes. Yeah, we got some Spider-Man villains and characters that we normally don't get to see. Mm-hmm. And they did a really good job, I thought, with this Peter as well.
Yeah.
Especially the like time shenanigans that they did with the spider was really cool as well.
Random kind of rabbit hole. Would you ever be interested in seeing how Tom Holland got bit?
Not at this point. I mean, why even,
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that we have any need for that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't hate it if we got it. I just don't think that we need it.
I am with you. I guess for me, it's just more curiosity. Like, I wouldn't want them to devote like any kind of serious time or resources towards telling us his origin story. But I would like the Cliff Notes. Like, for example, they're still very unclear as to Uncle Ben's role in Tom Holland's life.
Well, they originally... Oh, shit. I messed up Junior. Junior's here to hide my beverages. They... Originally, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man was actually supposed to be his origin.
Yep.
And then they pivoted.
Yep.
I don't know if I like that or not. I guess that maybe they just couldn't get Tom Holland. This was when he was an alcoholic, so they were trying to get all this going. I mean, that's a publicly known, well-documented thing.
Yeah, sure.
He was on the bottle for a little bit.
I mean,
Junior knows a thing or two about that.
Junior still knows about that. He's currently on the sauce.
Yeah, that's right.
I guess I was always just curious about Tom Holland's interpretation, or like how he became Spider-Man, because like in No Way Home, things really kind of come full circle for him as a character.
Yeah.
And Aunt May really instills in him kind of that harsh lesson that Uncle Ben usually does. It just had me thinking, like, what inspired him to become Spider-Man in the first place?
I mean, if you think about it, the 3 movies that we got are really his backstory. Like, you could argue that he's not really truly Spider-Man until the end of No Way Home.
Yeah, but he's still in an outfit with superpowers saving people.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Before Civil War. And so I'm just kind of curious what got him to that point. I do agree, though, like, he really doesn't fully understand or become true essence of Spider-Man until, kind of that moment. Actually, it's not full circle until he decides to not kill Norman.
Right, yeah.
And that's kind of when it really sinks in for him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I was always kind of interested. And again, I'm not saying that we need a whole origin story or movie or anything. I was just always curious as to know, like, what's Kevin Feige say? Like, what happened there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we need it. It's very similar to how I didn't want or need Superman's origin in Superman. When Brave and the Bold comes out, I don't need to see Bruce's parents get killed in the alley. I just don't need it, right? We know. Now, when Lanterns comes out, I need to see how Hal gets through Ring. I need to see that.
Mm-hmm. We probably won't see how Hal gets it, but we'll see how John gets it.
Either way.
Yeah.
I'm going to need to see any of that, any and all of that. I think that when they do The Flash in the DCU, I think we need to see how that turns out, because anyone could be forgiven for skipping the atrocity that is the Ezra Miller version.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, I think if the origin hasn't been done, then or hasn't been done a lot, then obviously you do it.
Yeah.
But I think for, Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, those especially.
Yeah.
We don't need it again, Now, one day when they recast Iron Man, do we need to see them build the suit in the cave with a box of scraps? Absolutely, because that's going to be a while,
It probably won't be as long as we think.
It depends,
Yeah. Like, if they do within the next 5 to 8 years, I say don't do the origin.
Yeah.
But as far as Spider-Man goes, the only reason I suggested that is because it's clear now that his origin is so different from the traditional Spider-Man. And that's why I was curious to see what happened with him.
Well, I mean, this Uncle Ben, obviously there was an Uncle Ben and he did die. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, did he? He's never mentioned.
He is. They do mention him. I forget where it's at, but they do mention Uncle Ben.
I mean, but the fact that, like, we can't recall the one time apparently that he was mentioned kind of says a lot.
Yeah, it's at least once. They do allude to, like, there was an Uncle Ben and that he died.
He must have been a real shitbag then for Peter to never be like, man, I miss my Uncle Ben.
Well, every time we check in with Peter, he got some real crazy shit going on.
Man, I remember my Uncle Ben told me ... But
yeah.
Apparently he didn't say that.
He told me that, great abilities come with necessity or something like that. Whatever the fuck they said in in Madam Web.
Oh, yeah. No, please, no. Well, now I think we're ready for the top 5.
Yep, that's it. We are ready for the top 5. Go ahead, birthday boy.
Ooh-wee.
Count them down.
So the good news is we're going to have the same stuff on here by default.
Yeah.
Now, the ordering is probably going to vary.
I would guess that we have the same number 1, and then it's probably going to get crazy after that.
I think so, probably. My number 5 is Thunderbolts.
Yep. Already. Full tilt.
My number 4 is Agatha All Along. My number 3 is Daredevil Born Again. Number 2 is Deadpool and Wolverine. Number 1 is Guardians Volume 3.
Okay, so I wasn't that far off. We have at least 2 of these in the same exact spot. So my list, I have number 5, Daredevil Born Again. Number 4, Agatha All Along.
Okay.
Number 3, Deadpool and Wolverine. Number 2, Thunderbolts. And, of course, number 1, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
So I don't have to have Thunderbolts at number 5, but it cannot be my number 2.
I can go for that. Here's my justification for Daredevil at number 5. I know you don't want to put it there. I'll be honest. If you went back in time a year and told me that me and you would be on here fucking arguing about what was better out of Agatha and Daredevil, I'd be like, I bet we fucking won't. But here we are. I started off with basically no hype for Agatha, and by the time it was over, I thought it was incredibly fulfilling. Daredevil was the opposite for me. I started off with all the hype for Daredevil. The first episode came out, and I was still hyped. And I think it slowly, dropped off for me. Not that I disliked. I mean, we reviewed every single episode. You guys can go check it out. But it became pretty evident somewhere along, was it 10 episodes or 8?
I think it was 8.
Somewhere along the lines of 6 or 7, it became evident that we did not have a trajectory for where this thing was going to go at the end. And as it turns out, the ending is incredibly disappointing. Probably one of the biggest disappointments of 2025 for me. They pulled a fucking House of the Dragon where it's just a 15-minute trailer for season 2. The difference is season 2 probably will actually be good, whereas House of the Dragon probably just going to be an 8-hour trailer for season 4. There was some George R. R. Martin shit I need to bring up in the cold open. I'll save it for when we're talking about Peacemaker. Yeah, man. And that's it for Born Again for me. That's really the thing that just earned it the bottom spot for me, is how disjointed it really felt, how the end of the season was such a blue balls kind of thing. And I don't hate a cliffhanger, right? But that's not what this was. This was literally all right, well, fuck it. We're going to go take down Wilson Fisk. Oh, man, he has this really big, fortified base. It's never stopped Daredevil before, by the way. He fought 800 ninjas in season 2.
They didn't have machine guns.
Some of them had guns, but most of them did not. Yeah, that's true. Fucking Nobu had a whip and a rocket launcher and all that other shit.
That's the final boss.
Yeah, okay. But, yeah, I mean, that's my thing, right? I mean, obviously, on the one hand, I don't want to see Daredevil fight through. I mean, I do, but we've already seen that, right? We've already seen Daredevil infiltrates Wilson Fisk's base, fights through all his guards and shit, and then beats him up.
Yeah.
We've seen that actually twice now. And I enjoyed it both times, and it would have been kind of weird to just do it again here. But, I mean, they at least could have saved the final fight with Muse, for the end of this. Maybe you do this thing where it's okay, well, or shit, give us a bullseye fight. You know, we talked about how this was like the prediction of the century, by the way. Way before the show even fucking started, I predicted that that Bullseye was going to try to kill Wilson Fisk and that Daredevil would be protecting him from Bullseye.
Yeah, you called that.
Crazy as fuck. Yeah. I mean, I should have played the lottery that day, right? It would have been a better use of my predictability, my foresight. But that shit happened, and I'm like, okay, well, I mean, the last episode could have been like Matt is trying to stop Bullseye. You could have waited and have him get shot there, and then, okay, well, he beats Bullseye, but he's hurt, so he can't go fight Fisk. Mm-hmm. I think that would have been a lot more rewarding than what we got, which was this kind of drug out season finale. We got a really cool team up with Punisher, but I would have moved that earlier in the season. Maybe put that like between the Muse fight and the cool ass Bullseye fight, and then you have the Bullseye fights bookend the season, and you still have Wilson Fisk as the final boss or whatever for next season. But the way that they do it, man, where it's like, the episode's only got 20 minutes left,
yeah, and
they ain't even started towards an objective yet, and the whole Daredevil at the end be like, he does a weird Captain America speech, mm-hmm. and then it's like, we got an army, and it's like 4 cops,
a bartender,
and a lawyer, all who failed brutally at trying to do anything about any of this shit. It's further harmed by the fact that this doesn't seem to be felt anywhere else in the MCU, given the fact that like 90% of the heroes are in New York. Wilson Fisk is the corrupt mayor.
And I feel weird holding that against Daredevil when that can be said for anything else on this list.
Oh, I know, but I do hold it against everything on this list. Except for the number 1 slot, which is unaffected.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't expect Matt Murdock to be sitting down at dinner with Karen Page and be like, man, I read on the Intergalactic News that they beat that high evolutionary fuck. I'm glad they did. I really don't like him.
That would have been cool as shit.
I mean, I wouldn't have. I'd be like, where do you get that? You got an app?
And do they have it in Braille and in English Braille?
on a phone app? He gets Intergalactic newspaper in Braille delivered to his door every day.
I mean, I would hate to see what the subscription for that is. So you do bring up some very good points, and like I can't deny that the season finale for Born Again is unfulfilling. And I think for me personally, if I look at the season finale, like on the face of it all, like it's like I give the season finale. I think I gave it like around like a 6 or so. But the thing of it is, like, it just feels so much more worse because for me, every single of the episode is fantastic. It's somewhere between great to tremendous.
Yeah, I mean, they ended the penultimate episode with that incredible shot.
Yeah.
And it makes you think that the finale is going to be balls to the wall the whole time. Mm-hmm. It is not. It is a slow plotting. I mean, it's slow and plotting because they're not going anywhere, and they know they're not going anywhere.
And I'll be honest. For me, the interesting thing about this conversation is that, like, for similar reasons that you have Daredevil at number 5, is kind of why I have Thunderbolts at my number 5. It's because, like, even during the review for Thunderbolts, I mentioned I didn't care for the 3rd act.
I think you had the lowest score on that.
I did.
I really enjoyed it. I give that shit a 9.
Yeah.
I thought it was out of this world.
I believe I gave it a 7.6.
Yeah. That's probably the biggest disparity we've had this year. I'd have to look at that.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones was last year?
No, that was year before.
Okay. So that's the last time I can recall that we had such a huge disparity.
Yeah.
But yeah, Thunderbolts is one of those rare ones where it's like we are way apart.
Yeah. But I guess, like, in defense of Daredevil, like, I cannot find a single TV show for me on this list that has 7 other episodes that are that good. And I know that the finale does drop it, but
they only remember the finish.
Not me. I remember that fucking. I remember the opening. I remember the fucking hot tag. I remember Heat.
I'm not shitting on it. I gave out my first 10 to Born Again.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, obviously, I'm not, I'm not shitting on the show as a whole.
Yeah.
I have a hard time putting that season as a whole ahead of Agatha, which feels like they had a purpose and an objective from jump. It's like they said, we want to film this thing, and then they went and filmed that thing.
Yep. And
the character work is incredible in that. I mean, me and you were both thinking this character is so loved by the casuals, especially on the internet. They're gonna face turn her. They can't not do it, and they didn't do that shit. I thought Aubrey Plaza as Death was a cool thing for them to do. Really enjoyed this kid.
Which one, Speed or Wiccan?
Wiccan.
Tommy.
Yeah, really enjoyed Wiccan here. All of that stuff. I thought that it was incredible, especially the one episode, the Tarot episode.
The Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, where they did that whole thing. Mm-hmm. Incredible. So,
do you think that the character work is done better in Agatha than Daredevil?
Overall, yeah. And I say that because, I mean, obviously, Matt's character work is incredible, and Fisk's character work is incredible. But I put big question marks next to Vanessa.
Next to Vanessa?
Yeah.
Really?
His girlfriend, what's his girlfriend's name?
Not Kirsten, but...
it is Kristen, isn't it?
That's his law partner.
Oh, that's right. What's her damn name? It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Big question mark on that. The weird cop that they gaslit the fuck out of us with.
I liked him.
I liked him, but
Heather,
because
I couldn't remember her name.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, now you've infected me with it. We review this shit every week, and he couldn't remember at the time what her name was, week to week. And I'm not saying that any of these were bad. Obviously, they do some weird stuff with Karen in this. It's very obvious that they filmed this shit without her in it, and then shoehorned her back in. I think, to a degree, they did that shit with the Punisher as well. It's pretty obvious to me that originally they had no plans to have a heavy Frank Castle influence in this show. Yeah. I do think that there is questionable character work here, not when it relates to Matt or to Fisk. And I'm completely up for the argument that that's all that matters as well. I can see that. I'm fine with putting Thunderbolts here. But
you acquiesced way too quickly. I was gonna concede.
No, I can put Thunderbolts here, but I cannot good faith put Agatha behind Daredevil purely on the fact that the finales were such different experiences.
I will give you that. And I'll give you that based on this. For my own enjoyments, which one would I go back and watch now? You know me, it's going to be Daredevil.
I'll watch them both.
Yeah. But I cannot deny that Agatha had a much better through line. I mean, that's undeniable.
Yeah.
And Agatha was a show that I was ready to just write the fuck off.
If we had to rank these before Phase 5 started, we'd have had a Quantumania in the top 5, and we'd have had Agatha probably at 14 or 15.
Yeah.
Ironheart and Agatha would have been fighting for 14 and 15.
Exactly, yeah.
And we were wrong as shit about both of them. We would have had X-Men 97 down there at 16.
Yeah.
We'd have been like, that show's going to suck.
That show's going to be trash. That's the thing, man. It's not that we're bad at predicting shit. It's that Marvel is bad at being consistent.
Yeah. I mean, Agatha had no reason to fucking exist. Mm-hmm. Born Again, I mean, as a concept, seeing what they did with it, it's like, oh, okay, amazing.
Yeah.
As a concept, Born Again was like, why did you wait so long to do this?
Yeah.
I still feel that way.
Right.
And I'm still super hopeful for season 2 of Born Again. But for me, it just taking my own personal, like, love of Charlie Cox's Daredevil out of it and,
Vincent
D'Onofrio's Wilson Fisk. If I just take a step back from that and look at exactly what we were given, the season of Born Again and the season of Agatha, I can't look at Born Again and say this is better written than Agatha or that the execution was there. As a matter of fact, I felt during the finale of Born Again the way I felt like the way I thought I was gonna feel the whole time I was watching Agatha, but I didn't. And honestly, going into the finale for Agatha, I was like, I don't know how they're gonna pull this off. I mean, it seems like it just didn't seem to me like the finale could have had that strong of a hook to it, but they fucking nailed it. I mean, all the Wiccan stuff was like icing on the cake. I mean, it was fine before we even got all that. At the end, where we found out that he's basically like he was the main character in the RPG the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I didn't love that aspect, but I was like, I buy it.
It made sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, Born Again would have to go at 4 if we put Thunderbolts at 5.
I can live with that. I mean, yeah, because like it is unfortunate. It's like there are things that I definitely did really like about the finale of Born Again, but I can't deny that ultimately it did fall flat. Even if the other 7 episodes for me are tremendous overall, so I will give you that. As far as Thunderbolts and or / New Avengers.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I gave this a 9. I really enjoyed it, but I also see your issues with it. I have all my issues with this movie are basically in the third act as well. I thought it was a clever use of characters that weren't used well previously. I thought that Yelena has always killed it for me. Even in Black Widow, I mean, she was hauling that movie uphill in the fucking snow, with a broke leg.
She didn't make it all the way, but she tried.
Yeah, she didn't make it, but like every inch that it made it of that mountain was because of her.
Yeah.
Holy shit, she really drug that movie uphill. And she didn't have to do that here. She had a great supporting cast with her. Mm-hmm. I've never liked Red Guardian. I didn't like him in What If. I didn't like him in Black Widow. I loved Red Guardian in this. I actually, what's Wyatt Russell's character?
Yeah, U.S. agent.
Yeah, I was trying to think of like his actual name, but yeah. Is it John?
Oh, I can fucking remember it.
John
Walker.
John Walker, yeah. Walker was awesome in this.
See, I actually liked him a lot in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
I liked him there too.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, he was more antagonistic there, but it was always to a point,
Yeah, I really enjoyed him in this. That dude. Is it Wyatt Russell? Is that his name? He just has the most punchable face. He's going to be in Ahsoka season 2, and you instantly know he's playing the douchebag.
Got it. I heard like the most gut-wrenching theory because I really like U.S. Agent. I like him in the comics. I like him in the MCU a lot.
Yeah.
But I heard the most gut-wrenching theory that is in either Secret Wars or Doomsday, probably Secret Wars, they're going to introduce Hydra Cap, and he's going to kill U.S. Agent.
Oh, that'd be amazing. That would be amazing. I would lose my fucking mind. I think if Chris Evans killed him, people would cheer regardless, even if he's a Nazi. I don't care.
Oh, no.
People would be like, yeah, I mean, that's bad, but, hey.
Also, did he ever get Sentry to bend his shield back into place?
I don't know. Well, no, because he won't turn into Sentry because he doesn't want the void, remember?
Oh, I mean, why the fuck is he there?
Yeah, he's just reading comics and shit. Doing the dishes. Yeah. He's just Bob.
I guess so they can keep an eye on him, but I don't know what the fuck they're going to do anyway if he were to snap, but all right.
I mean, honestly, for me, I think they have Doom wreck his shit. Like, I think that's how you do the equivalent of Thanos and Hulk is you have Doom fuck up the Sentry somehow. And then everybody's like, Oh.
I mean, because moving forward, like, the Russos, like, they've got to know, oh, we have to do something with this fucking ticking time bomb.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean, if he's still around later, only thing you can do is have Professor X, like, put him in a coma or some shit.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can't have literal fucking Ultraman sitting around here just chilling.
And, you know, I think I said this during the review. You know, it's like, it's why you don't see the Sentry all the time in the comics, because the fuck are you going to do with them?
I saw this meme in defense of U.S. Agent the other day, and it was like Hawk Girl.
Yeah.
And it was like dropped a defenseless old man to his death and like apparently got away with it. And then it's like and it was like U.S. Agent. It was like killed a armed hostile super terrorist in the middle of a battle. It's like obviously like should be shunned and lose their rank and everything.
That's that's a great point. I guess the difference is like no one really saw Hawk Girl drop that guy.
Yeah. Nobody saw her drop Gurkos, so it's all good.
It's kind of fucked.
I'll say this: I'm glad Nathan Fillion killed it, but like if your universe doesn't have a Nathan Fillion, if James Gunn maybe killed him in real life, then Wyatt Russell would be an amazing Guy Gardner.
Oh wow, yeah he would. Yeah he would.
Can you imagine him with the bowl cut?
Oh wow. Oh no. I still think that Chris Pratt would be a really good Booster Gold.
I agree, and that may happen.
It could. I can see that kind of character being up James Gunn's alley.
You know he's got to want to do something with Booster Gold.
Yeah.
But that's Thunderbolts, folks. That's number 5.
Yeah, I mean Thunderbolts, man. Like this movie was definitely better than what I kind of like. I was looking forward to it, but man, it's got some sequences in this thing that I think are really cool. Obviously, my favorite moment in it is that maybe 83-second scene where we get Sentry. You know, he comes down those stairs. And I'll never forget, man, I was so pleasantly surprised that, oh, wow, like the kid actually looks good in the suit. Because beforehand, I couldn't see how they could get the same guy to play both Robert Reynolds and the Sentry.
What's the guy that played him?
Pullman's kid.
Yeah.
Pullman Jr.
Yeah.
The fuck is his
name?
But
yeah, he was awesome. Like, he really killed it. I really hope he comes back because he absolutely killed it as Bob, as the Sentry, and as the Void.
I don't know how much work he needed to do as the Void, but
right.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying it all worked. But he was really awesome as the Sentry. And I'm interested to see, like, what we get with him. I know that this movie, I think, dealt with a lot of, like, mental health struggle and stuff, and a lot of people really resonated with that, and that's why the movie's been doing so well. I do think that that's kind of a heavy topic for the MCU, at least for the tone of this movie, to try to tackle. Here's the thing, right? If you're going to go into that, and, you know, I'm a huge fan of Sanderson's Stormlight series, obviously, and it very heavily deals with this topic. But it's also like 7,000 pages. It's really hard to tackle that in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Also, especially if you're just going to have all your characters be like, fuck it at the end anyway, and like just decide to overcome the bad guy. Which that's what hurts the third act the most for me, is the way that all that is played out. And I'm like, that happens way too often in fiction, where the main character just decides, you know what, I'm going to overcome the thing and do the thing. And that's it. And, I mean, I think that's been told a lot. And that is obviously not how mental health works. So, like I said, it's a tough thing for them to try to capture if they're going to go with this type of finish.
Marvel has never, in my opinion, done super well with handling deep topics. You know, we talk about in Falcon and Winter Soldier, they ran away from politicism and racism and terrorism. They introduce all of those topics in a very vanilla, very kind of safe way, but then they ran away from those same topics.
Yeah. He's like, Isaiah's explaining it all to him. He's like, man,
that's wild.
Shit, dog, that's crazy. Well, I'm going to go be Captain America.
Deuces.
Yeah. The third act is calling, bruh.
And they did it again in something else that we reviewed. Oh, Ironheart, about the use of like technology to commemorate or to remember loved ones, and like what is the morality on that and what is that standard. They introduced that topic, but they ran away from any kind of deep conversation on it.
They were like, well, just call it Mephisto and bring him back to life, dog. It's easy. I don't know why everyone just doesn't do that.
Yeah. And so like I would be very surprised, pleasantly surprised, if Marvel were able to tackle something as, as personal and as effective as depression, and to delve into it. Like, this is about the level of depth that I would expect Marvel to kind of go into. Because again, when it comes to any kind of deep topics, they're like, "Hey, dog, we're here for the superheroics, so we're gonna back off from that." So, yeah. So Thunderbolts at number 5, Born Again at number 4. I feel like we've already spoken about like Born Again and Agatha.
Pretty in depth. Yeah, I would agree.
That leaves 2 and 1.
Yeah, I mean, I had Deadpool and Wolverine lower.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll talk about my issues with Deadpool and Wolverine, because I mean it's obviously 2. We both had Guardians at 1.
Right.
My issues with Deadpool and Wolverine are how not MCU it is, right? Like, we talked about this on the review thoroughly. We all really like the movie. Mm-hmm. It's fucking hilarious. It has not a goddamn thing to do with anything. It has no impact on the MCU at all. If anything, it feels like a goodbye to the Foxverse, if anything. I'm not saying that was the wrong choice, but I am saying that, like we said at the time, okay, this is $1 billion. We knew it was going to be $1 billion. It's a big deal. It's why they are suddenly out of nowhere advertising Deadpool to be in Doomsday, because they needed to make that $1 billion.
Right.
But it did nothing to help the MCU.
Yeah.
You felt the same way about the MCU before this movie and after it. And honestly, if there's a through line to any of this, that's it. It's that, yeah, it was great. Doesn't help the MCU, though. That's going to be the same thing with number 1 here in a minute. It's like, oh, yeah, this is a great thing that Marvel put out. But just because it's a great thing with their name on it doesn't mean it helps the MCU. And in a few years, when we talk about Phase 6, we'll say the same thing about Fantastic Four.
Oh, yeah. But we just knew that was going to tie in.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. We've been... it's been Lucy holding the football for us on that for a while,
I'll say this, and I think I even said this on the Deadpool and Wolverine review, but like things like Fantastic Four, to a much lesser degree Thunderbolts, to a much higher degree Brave New World and Quantumania, I expected those to be the movies that tie us in, like that give us the through line and that bring the MCU back together again in a cohesive universe. I never one time let that Deadpool and Wolverine to be that.
No, yeah.
And I mean, so I wasn't surprised and or disappointed when it didn't do that, because I know what I'm getting with Deadpool. And I think I also said this during the review, but this is the best kind of Deadpool that we're going to get in terms of like his own movie.
Right.
Pairing him with Wolverine in this R-rated buddy cop team up was an amazing breath of fresh air. It did not get us any further towards an inline or through line for the MCU, but what it did was make us laugh and make us excited at the action scenes, and it got us excited again about watching a movie with the Marvel logo on it.
Yeah,
which at least is way better than what we had been getting at that time.
And to see what they're going to do with these characters going forward.
Yeah.
And we got X-23, which was amazing.
Yes.
I loved that.
Yes.
We've all had to reconcile with Daphne King being incredibly hot.
I still haven't fully recognized. I mean, I saw a picture of her today, man. I was like, God damn, bro, this shit is ridiculous.
Yeah, I follow her on Instagram, and every time I'm like scrolling through, I'm just like, okay, all right, well,
I'm like, I can't. This is incredibly difficult.
Yeah, it's like that. Okay, yeah. Okay. Just gonna scroll along.
Just gonna keep going. Oh man, Deadpool and Wolverine just gave me so many damn good moments and good memories. And at the end of the day, like that is what I need a movie to do for me. Especially one that is so non-serious as Deadpool. So Deadpool and Wolverine for me, man, is like it is raunchy MCU at its best. And I mean, I just had such a great time with this. I loved all the cameos, all the Easter eggs. I mean, when I wasn't laughing, I was engaged with the action set pieces.
Yeah.
And for me, like this is like one of the rare times where like the jokes landed for the most part.
So many of them did.
Yeah.
The through line on the Honda Odyssey is hilarious. This was the birthplace of Dick and Nips.
Yeah. It came from this movie.
Yeah. Hugh Jackman, the till he's fucking 90. Every time now that anybody gets cast in anything that it's a role that they had, it's till he's fucking 90.
Which it might literally be that way for Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart.
Right? For realsies. Ian McKellen is suiting up to play Gandalf again.
Jesus. In what?
Yeah, they're doing The Hunt for Gollum.
Oh.
Which is apparently also going to have Elijah Wood in it.
Oh, damn.
Which, they're going to have to AI de-age the shit out of him.
I mean, they did the same thing with Orlando Bloom, right, in the Hobbit movies.
Yes, true. Yeah.
I mean, it was to a lesser degree because those came out 10 years ago.
Yeah. I'm not hyped.
I was going to ask, are you excited for it?
No.
Okay, well.
Nope. I did watch the extended cuts of those in the theaters recently. They're still as amazing as they've always been. I think they are, to this day, the gold standard for an adaptation. I still don't think there's been a better adaptation of anything.
It's the best movie trilogy of all time.
Yeah, I mean, I would not. I would have a hard time arguing against that, to be honest.
It's difficult, man. Like I can't think of one.
Yeah, I mean, if you count the extended cuts, right? I mean, it's really tough to say that a different trilogy would be better.
I would be willing to entertain The Godfather if the third one didn't shit the bed, but the third one shot the bed.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many instances of that, right? Like, I mean, I guess the OG Star Wars trilogy is close, but
you
got to get into like, okay, well, which version of that? And then like, obviously there are some glaring issues with that too, and continuity and things like that. I mean, to me, it's Lord of the Rings, right? It was telling one story. It did it in such a tremendous way. I'm talking only of the extended cuts here. There are no other versions. But yeah, man, I would be hard pressed to look at something and say that this, that's a trilogy that was done better. So.
Well, there's only one spot left on the list, Caleb.
That's it. We here. We up in it. The guy that made this, they should get him to make more things. Oh, wait.
So people have kind of a short memory. I think they tend to forget that for a while, James Gunn was ousted from Marvel.
Yeah, somewhere between Guardians 2 and, around, so it was like Guardians 2 and then Infinity War, and then it happened somewhere in there, right?
Yep.
James Gunn was working on the script for Guardians 3, and then some people dug up some old tweets from like over 10 years ago. And don't get me wrong, the contents of the tweets were offensive. People say dumb shit on the internet when they're younger, whatever. Disney made the wrong call. They fired him immediately. And it's probably one of the worst decisions they have made. Because he said, all right, well, bye. And then Warner Brothers went, hey, dog.
Not only will we hire you, we will make you the head of this division.
Well, they didn't do that yet, but they said, hey, if you can make something for us, what would it be? You know, we're interested. And he was like, I'd like to take a crack at Suicide Squad. Mm-hmm. He made a Suicide Squad. It was immensely better than the David Ayer attempt. And pretty much everything else they had going.
Yeah.
And it made a lot of money, even though... And it made a lot of money in the pandemic era.
Right.
It did gangbusters on streaming for HBO Max. And then Disney was like, man, you know, shit, dog. That was like last week. You know, that's water under the bridge. How about this Guardians 3? Mm-hmm. So it took forever to get Guardians 3 out. And when it came out, it was amazing.
Yep.
But it was revealed, I think, before Guardians 3 even came out, that James Gunn had been hired as head of DC Studios. And so he is now gone.
That's got to be something. Like, if I were Kevin Feige, there'd be at least a dozen things keeping me up at night.
This would be one of them.
That would be one of them.
I mean, I think it is something that's keeping up Kevin Feige at night, because James Gunn has revealed that, you know, when the conversation where he told Kevin Feige about it, that he was working on something for DC, and Kevin Feige's response was, "You're not doing Superman, are you?"
What if James Gunn was like, you know what?
He's like, I wasn't, but but James Gunn apparently was like, yeah, I'm doing Superman. And Kevin Feige was like, fuck. Mm-hmm. You know, because I'll be honest with you, I've said this a ton. That's the one that's hard to get right in today's world. It's such a struggle to get that character right.
And that's iconic. It's like the 78 version is like the way that the world viewed media as a whole and the way that the world viewed itself was way different in 78 than it is in 2025. And so like the interpretation of Superman had to kind of grow and evolve, which it did through the comics over the years, but it took some time to get there. And so finding where Superman fits in today's society is something that's always going to be difficult. But James Gunn, I think he nailed it.
Yeah. He absolutely, I think, nailed it with Superman. And, I mean, I obviously was blown away by it. I've seen it 5 times now.
Is it 5?
I saw it 4 times in the theater, and then I watched it with your squire last night. And he loved it, too, just for the record.
Excellent.
The homie James.
Good. I'd have to oust him as a squire if he didn't.
Yeah, yep. It's up on the Plex. Gave it a view last night. Incredible film. And James Gunn gets it, you know. Peacemaker comes out tomorrow. By the time you guys get this, it will be out. Yeah, are we reviewing it tomorrow?
Did we say, we said Friday, didn't we?
We're going to do it Friday?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Yep. So that way, and also, like, I'll be honest, guys, one of the reasons why we put this episode here and then Peacemaker is that, like, I'll have plenty of clips just to feed y'all while we're gone at Dragon Con.
That's right, yeah, because we're going to be gone after Peacemaker. And that's why we're covering the premiere before we leave. We're going to go full spoilers on that, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, if you're listening to this, watch Peacemaker before you flip on that episode, because we're going full tilt.
Yeah. I guess we should talk a little bit about Guardians 3.
Yes. Guardians 3, we knew this was going to be Rocket's story. Mm-hmm. Knocked it out of the park.
So, we spoke with the homie Lauren, and this movie takes a different direction than a lot of people think that it's going to go.
There was a lot of people that packed into those theaters thinking that this was going to be like Guardians 2. Mm-hmm. It was going to be LOL, ha ha ha, needle drop.
And man, what it ended up being was, I hate to use this word because for 10 to 12 years, this word was overused for everything, but it became epic.
Yeah.
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is something else, man. It's hard to find something about this movie that I just truly don't enjoy. I mean, I'm a real big action junkie. And so when we get some of the action set pieces here, there's 2 in this movie that I think are just absolutely jaw-dropping.
There's one that still hasn't been outdone to me. The later one in the movie, to me, still hasn't been topped.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As far as an ensemble, hasn't been touched.
Like I watched that and it's just like a feast for my eyeballs. Like looking at everything going on, and then like it's so good, but it's hard for me to get so immersed in that moment because I'm thinking, how the fuck did they do all of this?
Every time you watch it, you'll see a new thing, you know, and like all the Avengers movies do an ensemble action piece like this to various degrees. I think the one in Age of Ultron is probably the worst one. Even it wasn't bad. It's just it's not cohesive, really.
Right.
And it's not really all that interesting because it's just them fighting a bunch of Ultrons and they like pause it and like spin and that's it. It's it's over before you even really can realize what's going on. It's not bad. It's not ineffective, but there's way better parts of that movie.
Oh yeah.
Whereas this is just like the icing on the cake for the Guardians. This was like the last hurrah of the OG Guardians team. And I mean, I'm not going to say the movie's perfect. I didn't give it a 10, but I think I gave it a 9.5 or something crazy like that. Some really high score. High evolutionary, folks. If you want your villain to be super hated, use a slaver. If you can't do that, make them hate animals.
Or combine them.
Yeah, both of those are sure to work. And if you combine the two, you just get a motherfucker that you absolutely hate. The actor killed it with that.
He did. He was in Peacemaker season 1.
He was, yeah.
And like, there's just so much that's good about this. We got the first F-bomb in the MCU.
I think it's 270 F-bombs in the MCU. And 269 of them are in Deadpool and Wolverine.
And that's incredible.
But the first one is in this. And it's so effective. Like, I have yet to watch this movie and not bust out laughing at that moment.
Right. Like, it's incredible.
I like how James Gunn dropped the F-bomb and then just left.
Yeah. Like, I'm out.
Yeah. Fuck it, I'm out, literally.
I also love, like, just the emotional depth that so many of the characters get. And not even just Rocket.
Yeah. The whole team.
Also, the whole team, man. Also, we get to see Peter, like, in his emotional turmoil dealing with Gamora. Like, the only thing, I can't say that it's worse, but, like, a different level of grieving would be not just losing, you know, your girlfriend, the love of your life, but then seeing a version of her who doesn't know you and or like you.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it. You just have to reconcile with it and kind of let it go.
A lesser writer or a lesser creative would have gone a different route with Gamora, and I respect the shit out of them for not.
Same. Absolutely.
For sticking to their guns on that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's like, it's painful, but man, does that show growth and development for Peter?
Because it flies in the face of one of the crazy, like, romantic tropes, which is just that, like,
we'll always find each other.
Yeah, it's that whole, like, the two of us are just destined to be together or love each other or whatever. And that's just not a realistic thing. And that's actually one of the reasons why, like, romance as a genre tends to turn me off, is like, show something like this where, like, you know, Peter and Gamora from jump was an unlikely thing to happen.
Yeah.
But they just kind of like found each other at the exact, like, kind of right time in both of their lives to be able to form that relationship. If you take that away and you have a Gamora from years earlier who is still coming face to face. Yeah, still under Thanos, but she's coming face to face with an entirely different Peter who has been through all of this growth and everything, to the point where when they met, Gamora was way further ahead of him as far as, like, being, like, maturity level.
Right.
And he had to, like, struggle to catch up to her and meet her there. In this movie, it's the opposite. Gamora is fresh from being a murdering psychopath under Thanos and having an understanding of, like, how, like, the universe really is and how people are. And you have Peter, who's gone through all this emotional growth and like, as the leader of the team and a member of this family. And he's very pouty, and it would make no sense for these two characters to magically gravitate towards each other again.
Yeah, it just wouldn't work. And it's like you mentioned, the first time that they come together is due to circumstances and hardships, you know, and that brings a lot of people together. But with them, you know, it was just this kind of lightning in the bottle thing. And I think at the end of the day, it just made Peter appreciate what he had with with Gamora, and and he has to just look at Gamora as she is now, and just he got to let her be her.
And I think that was a really important thing for them to show in today's world, where there's like a very present incel culture.
Oh God!
Where it's like, hey, guess what? Sometimes the other person just doesn't want you, and the solution to that, the only solution to that, is that you got to come to grips with that shit and get over it.
Yeah.
Also, if in Thor 1, Jane Foster had showed up and like hit Thor with the car, and he had been like, "Hey, girl, we're destined to marry each other," or whatever, she would have called the cops.
Absolutely. I mean, I think she probably did anyway.
Yeah. But for different reasons.
Yeah.
It's just a different thing. It's a different scenario, and I really thought that them sticking with their guns, like even though like for the characters, me as a person, I'm like, oh man, it would be really good if like they got back together, but that's not. There's no realism to that. That's
not.
That's like, it's not even fantasy at that point. It's delusion.
Yeah.
It's just two different things.
Yeah, and I'm with you. Like I was so glad that James Gunn took that approach with telling of their story, because Gamora, she had her own growth to deal with.
Yeah.
She had her own shit to do. Like, she just can't be beholden to being Peter's girl.
Right.
Like, she had her own growth and her own development to do.
I really hope they bring her back.
I don't think they will.
I don't think they will either. Yeah. She probably got as good of a send-off as you're going to get.
Yeah, I think so.
But I would love to see like a fully like badass like version of her with the big-ass sword in Secret Wars.
That would be dope as hell. Yeah.
I'm sure for the right amount of money, Zoe would do it.
Oh, for sure. Like, I mean, if it'll keep her being in the highest grossing movies of all time,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a thing she's a fan of.
Not to end this on a sour note, but if the one thing that I think dragged the movie down for me is I am an Adam Warlock fan, and I do not like Adam Warlock in this movie.
Yeah, no, yeah. Honestly, if they had just left Adam Warlock completely fucking out of this movie, I'll be honest, I think it might have been a 10 for me.
They would have been damn close, for sure.
Because he's basically bargain bin CW Superman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you look at the totality of Adam Warlock, a lot of his big classic stories come from his dealing with Thanos, and that ship has sailed. And so...
You're not the only person to suffer from that in the MCU. Eternals. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, you had something in your throat.
Yeah, a little congestion in here, yeah. It's just the weather changes.
That's right, yeah. Well, that being said, man, I think we should go back and tell the homies what we have here as a whole for the list.
Do it.
At number 15, we have Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. At 14, Secret Invasion. 13, Echo. 12, What If Season 3. 11, What If Season 2. 10, The Marvels. 9, Ironheart. 8, Captain America, Brave New World. 7, Loki Season 2. 6, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. 5, Thunderbolts. 4, Daredevil Born Again. 3, Agatha All Along. 2, Deadpool and Wolverine. And at number 1, the best movie and or project of MCU Phase 5, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Can't wait to see what the internet thinks about that. I guarantee you people won't be too mad about number 1, but that's about all I can...
The internet's a big place. There'll be people mad about number 1.
Yeah, that's true. Well, there's definitely going to be people mad about Agatha being ahead of Born Again, but if you think about it, you'll come around. Or maybe you just didn't watch Agatha and you're just being a bitch.
Yeah. I mean, there'll be people who are upset about our bottom 5.
That's true. There's going to be just somebody in like an Echo T-shirt.
Like, what'd you even buy that for?
Yeah. I know Marvel ain't sell you that shit. You must have Etsy'd that.
Holy shit. But there you have it, homies. That is our ranking of the Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 5. We're already 5 phases deep into this shit, bro.
That's right. And before you know it, we'll be 9 phases deep, probably.
God damn.
But
I ain't got that many phases, bro. You know what I mean?
By the time Phase 9 comes out, we're going to be in our mid to late 40s. So...
I mean, shit, maybe older.
Yeah, still sitting here podcasting, though.
Yeah.
The Cosmere roll must be completely out.
Oh yeah. I mean, I can imagine,
hope.
right?
Yeah. But yeah, folks. Next time you hear from us will be Peacemaker, and then after that, we're gonna have Dragon Con. We're gonna be covering every single episode of Peacemaker. So stay tuned, folks. It's gonna be awesome.
I'm so stoked for Peacemaker, man. Like I'm really looking forward to this.
They haven't even screened the last 3 episodes with the press because James Gunn wants to keep it so under wraps.
That's what I heard, man. I heard he said that the last 3 episodes is really something else.
And the fact that they early released Superman on digital so that people could see it before they watch this, that tells me something is brewing for sure. So,
well, we gonna see. Well, homies, that's gonna be all for now. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed this episode as much as we have. This has been a blast. Overall, I am very happy with the list we have here. And and if you guys like it, let us know. And if you don't, go do something else.
Yeah.
We will see you guys again very soon. But until next time, my name is Superhero Homie Q.
And I'm Superhero Homie Caleb.